Up, everybody? It's your boy Hungar. I got DM James, Czar James, and I've got Shadwell from Shadwell and Son. We will have no Justin today because he's not feeling well, but you know what? Feel better, buddy.
Yeah. Are we gonna have to
And
buy another Justin?
it is Effort Friday, so we might go longer than an hour today. We might go less than an hour today. It just depends on how I'm feeling.
How you feeling?
I feel decent. I had to go get some antibiotics this morning. But you never know with me. You just never know. I am a wild man. I do what I want. And I'm not like my brother over there, DM James, with his, 82-hour live streams twice a week.
Twice a week.
What's up with that doing back-to-back 4-hour plus live streams, bro?
Well, they weren't back to back. There was a day between them.
Yeah, you needed some rest, huh?
A little bit. No,
I
not
had
really.
a good one too, and Bear had a pretty good one too, from what I see, even
Yeah.
over on Table Breakers.
Oh, yeah. I think I've pissed so many people off. I never break like 20.
What's up, Doodle Swatch? Dude, I average about 5.
I can
No,
sometimes
you
get
average
pretty
about
close
40.
to 20, but I never break 20. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
Actually, I guess I a little bit care, but
I had a really, really good one last night with the guys from Emperor's Choice. They've got a big announcement. So if you're an Arduin fan, make sure you check it out.
yeah, I checked it out for a little bit and then fell asleep.
I'm sorry, man. We'll get you that Arduin book. Don't you worry. Once you go Arduin, you never go back. I'm telling you.
Yeah, see, that don't make me feel any better about it.
I'm telling you, man. It literally, honest to God, doesn't get any old schooler than that. 1977.
Yeah, the problem though, Shadow, is I'm a new school gamer.
Oh, okay.
Like I play a shit ton of free league stuff and the current edition of Warhammer. So
Trust me, when the new one comes out, you're gonna love it.
Arduino was a fun read.
It's literally anything goes.
yeah, well, there's some people saying they like Arduin.
Oh yeah, it's
Anything goes like a P Diddy after party.
no kidding, guys. Wow. I'm not a rap guy, but I'm aware of a lot of things, and that stuff is just. Did you guys see Salty this morning?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just crazy stuff. It's just wow.
See, I'm the opposite of you. I'm not aware of too many things. But I know what I know, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
To be honest, is anybody surprised about the whole P. Diddy thing?
Me, yeah, totally.
Cat Williams called his ass out months ago.
No, I get that. It's just, to me, it just seems like
Hungar taunting Homeland Security.
No kidding, right? No, it just seems that certain aspects of the story just, to me, are surprising.
Cat Williams said months ago that he's turned down $50 million on 3 separate occasions. Not 1 or 2, but 3 separate occasions, because he was not willing to give up that virgin hoe he has.
Right. That's the aspect that surprises me.
From Puff Diddy.
I would have thought, or I was under the impression that rap was incredibly straight.
Oh, hell no.
No.
I'm just saying, guys. It never occurred to me. It's
Will
like when I
Smith,
find out.
Will Smith
Certain.
Will Smith's security guard has caught him getting his back blown out before. I mean, the stories in rap.
Yeah, them brothers is a lot.
Down with
They're
anything.
open-minded.
I never really care or pay attention, and when I found out, folks in our community are like that, I've always been surprised. I never see it, you know, coming. Thank God.
Well, a lot of people at P. Diddy's house saw it coming.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting
The
choice of
DNA,
words.
the
Shadow.
DNA evidence is a centimeter thick. Hey, what's up, Squirrel? Hope you had fun last night, man. Real quick, Squirrel. Jackie loved what you did. You're going to be in episode 4. We got to get Hungar and James in there as well. Episode 3 is just.
I can do a pretty believable Appalachian accent.
Hey, what's up, Art Man?
If he ever needs.
Hey, Arn,
that.
what's happening?
And Hungar can do a pretty believable Florida man accent.
Well, he's already gotten Bo and James L and Bear and Squirrel. Sorry about that, guys.
Somebody said I look Asian today.
Wasian?
White Asian?
Well, it is true that on our mother's side, we do have a lot of squinty-eyed relatives.
Yeah.
But we don't have any Asian blood. They're just squinty-eyed for whatever reason. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Could it be like a Scandinavian thing?
It worked out for me when I was younger because I was high all the time, and every time somebody's like, asked Mom, is he high? His eyes are awful squinty. She'd be like, no, he's always had squinty eyes.
Whereas when I was young, I always squinted on purpose. Like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, now I'm not going to say that I was high, but I'm not going to say that I wasn't high, too.
You were high.
I was high. I smoked a lot of weed.
Yep. Yep, you did.
But
I still like you, though.
Yep. Well, I outgrew that shit.
Yeah, we all outgrow things from our past.
Some yes, some no. I've been doing the top secret thing for the last 2 months, and man, that game, the game was awesome, everything about it, but it just did not withstand the test of time. Like Hungar, no one wants to do politics. No one wants to do the real world, stuff unless it's superheroes or Call of Cthulhu type stuff. And I'm like, you can't get more action packed than a good old James Bond or spy story. Who doesn't want to do that? Or commando action, in Vietnam, or like Recon. That was a great freaking game, and people just not having it.
Why, Shadow, you cunning linguist, you.
I was thinking about posting that meme I sent you to the Discord channel.
Might be a bit spicy, eh?
That's what I was thinking. It might be too spicy for them.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I'm going to get banned in the ban wave that's supposed to be coming up on Twitter. Because somebody posted a picture of some shit, and I responded with primitives. And it could be taken away.
Did you know if you hold a squirrel up to your ear, you can hear the sound that a squirrel makes when it attacks you?
Not always. Sometimes they can be your friends. Just ask Bob Ross. Bob Ross always had like a half dozen squirrels living around the place.
Yeah. Did you know that hens are just 19 or 1800 diss tracks for Satan?
Hens?
Hens.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, Bob Ross always was carrying a little Peapot around in his pocket for a long time.
Yeah.
And Peapot was that little squirrel, and then he had a big squirrel too. is a baby, but it was like a fox squirrel or something. So
Well, Raven will see your squirrels and raise you a family of raccoons.
We had raccoons.
yeah, my mom just sent me a picture of her playing with this freaking gigantic possum. And
She had one of those too.
the possum was wearing toddler clothes and a diaper.
Nobody knows, Michael. Nobody knows.
And I'm just like, yeah, okay. It's
Nobody knows the trouble I see.
Nobody knows but Jesus.
Man, Tennessee's pissing me off today.
Nobody knows.
It was 70 degrees 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It was 36 this morning.
We had snow last night. Yesterday it was 70.
Yeah, it needs to make up its damn mind.
Sounds beautiful.
Sounds beautiful.
Like when I was in North Dakota, I got a sunburn, and that night we got a blizzard with 6-foot snow drifts. Mobius.
Harvard's making some chili tonight. And since he called it Cincinnati chili, I assume that means he's going to dump it over spaghetti noodles.
A lot of cheese, a little cinnamon in the chili.
What?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, but if I want curry, I'm going to cook curry.
Yeah. Now, they say that Cincinnati is the chili capital of the world. But I thought
it is true. If you go to Cincinnati, there's like a chili restaurant on every other corner.
You know, I'm not a big mistaken, but I thought it was Guatemala or something like that. Because the dude from Guatemala can make a pot of chili with an onion and a goat.
No, you go to Guatemala to get coffee. I remember this one time I was working on a coffee plantation down in Guatemala. I got so dehydrated when I tried to pee, it came out like mucus.
Yeah. You're not Kaiser Sensei.
You got the reference, though.
Yeah. Great film.
One of the best.
What do you mean speaking English? I speak English. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
You know what's going to happen if you go in again? Fuck your father and then have a stack.
Right?
Greatest trick the devil ever played.
About anything. He was just like, whatever.
Greatest trick the devil ever played. It's making you believe he didn't exist. And then, just like this, he was gone.
I think I'll finish my breakfast later. Yep, extra leftover spaghetti noodles. Yeah, of course.
That's stuff by Burger King.
Yeah,
Got
bacon
me
sausage.
You almost made me drop my croissant.
What were you gonna say, Shadow? We had bacon and sausage and toast, and boys loved it. Hadn't had toast in like forever. It was like they couldn't wait to wolf that stuff down.
I appreciate toast, and I love the fact that toast was made, because you got these motherfuckers like, this bread is good, but you know what? Let's cook this shit again. And then you got toast.
Cook it again.
Yeah, cut it in pieces, cook it again. Put some butter on it. Some jam.
Is in the top 10 of all time. I would agree with that.
So
one of the best movies ever. It's a shame that the Baldwin in that movie, after that movie, because of his opinions, was basically banned from Hollywood.
Yeah. He still did Biodome with Pauly Shore.
Yeah, but I think that was before. Not sure. But when he come out as being like a super devout Christian and shit, it pretty much killed his career.
He's the only good Baldwin.
There are people living now that have never known a sky without persistent contrails. Corned beef hash and eggs. That's my wife
Oh,
makes amazing corned beef hash and eggs. She
that
made
is.
brownies today, but I'm not eating any of them. But she's given.
Oh, of course, Raven. Yeah. Corned beef hash and eggs over easy.
Well, how my wife does it, she cooks the corned beef hash until it just starts to get crispy. Then she cracks the eggs on top of it.
James is having pie tonight.
That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, I'm making peanut butter cookies today.
Hey,
It's his birthday, and he doesn't like cake, but he loves pie. Happy birthday,
I told you
DM.
to keep shit private.
Everybody knew it was your birthday coming up. Yeah, they did.
I
I told
hope it's a great one.
everybody your birthday was coming up.
I hung out with my daughter and my granddaughter.
Shadwell's birthday's coming up.
Yes, it is.
Soon?
With this month.
After or before the 20th?
After. He's not an Aries. He's
You're
a
Pisces.
Peanut butter cookies and eggs.
Are you Pisces?
Taurus.
Taurus. Yeah, Taurus. Okay. Pisces was before. See, back when I used to run after goth chicks, I used to know all that shit. Now
Yeah, I never paid any attention to it. It just.
Oh, dude. Talking astrology? Women are weak to that for some reason.
I know.
Doodle squatch. Don't you mean chemtrails?
if you ain't Capricorn, you ain't shit.
Oh, come on.
Nobody wants to be a goat.
Don't make me name him off. Muhammad Ali.
You're still a Virgo. That's funny. Yeah. Well, yeah, the O-ring. That's always got to be
Muhammad Ali,
a Virgo, right, guys?
Who you calling?
Cassius Clay.
Okay, Cassius Clay.
His mama named him Cassius Clay, and I'm going to call him Cassius Clay.
Humphrey Bogart was Capricorn.
Do you know there are no serial killers who are Aries?
Well, or they're really good at it and never get caught.
But there are a ton of serial killers that are like Scorpios, Virgos, Cancers.
Yeah, because Scorpios are weirdos.
Well, I mean, come on. You're named after a scorpion or Cancer.
I'm just saying.
It makes sense, you know?
I used to have a book. It was like Love whatever of the stars. And Aries was the coolest. Because with Aries, it's like by the time you're tired of dating an Aries, they've probably already left you.
Capricorn's the best on the Western zodiac, and the Ox is the best in the Eastern zodiac. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my butt.
You're wrong. I'm an Aries, and in the Eastern zodiac, I'm a boar.
You know, that makes so much fucking sense with you. Hot-tempered on both zodiacs. When I'm just like laid back and cool on both zodiacs.
Laid back and cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's true. You are pretty laid back and cool.
Because the Ox is laid back and cool. Capricorns are laid back and cool.
I don't know shit about Tauruses, so I can't.
Tauruses are dumbasses.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it says that exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? You're missing out there, brother of mine.
What?
I'm more fun.
I know. I'm fun too.
But I don't have to pay.
Chicks dig Capricorns.
Well, I mean, plus $50, right?
Yeah. $50, $50.
Arn, you know what?
Taurus is.
Hey, now. I thought we were friends. What the fuck is that shit?
You can be friends and still be an asshole.
His name is Arnold, and he was born in the year of the pig.
So Green Acres was your favorite show growing up?
Can you imagine if they tried to make that show today?
Yeah,
Like,
half the country would watch it, the other half would lose their freaking minds.
would lose their minds. Yeah, because he literally just grabs her up and says, "Look, you're my wife, and you are coming with me whether you like it or not."
You're my wife. Goodbye, city life.
Right? If they tried to put that shit out now, you'd have women marching dressed up as like the Maid's Tale, freaking raising all kinds of hell about shit.
And literally half the population would want to be the wife, guys included.
Aries are warriors, but they tend to open their mouth before thinking. That's true, Raven. But you know what the good thing about that is I open my mouth, I piss someone off, but I can back it up. So nobody,
You know
And
what?
when you got a full ass laid back Capricorn brother, it's easy to back shit up.
Well, that's true too.
Hey, I am not lazy. I'm just nap deprived.
Because he's always the Capricorn's always backing up the Aries brother.
Well, I mean, in our life anyway.
Arman, believe it or not, the courtship of Eddie's father was the original theme song of my show. When if you go back and look, I think at the very first episode, I wrote most or some of the lyrics to that song in the comment section.
I was on a show the other day, and 28 millimeter was on it. It was surprising.
I haven't seen that guy in forever.
That's why it was surprising. Because I was all like, I haven't seen this guy in like forever.
He's a really fun GM. I miss his Sunday game, but he's doing a bunch of other stuff, and apparently I don't cut the mustard, being barely 2.75D or some shit.
I was invited to his game though.
I wasn't. But nobody wants me in their game anyway.
What's up, RPG?
Nobody wants me in their game.
I'm not lazy. I am nap deprived.
Even if they think they want me in their game, they really don't want me in their game. Because the worst thing a DM can ever face is having someone in their game that knows more about it than they do.
I agree with you, but I am willing to try new games. I'm playing CNC, and even though you need a theme song, talk to Rick, or talk to Jackie. He wrote all the music for episode 3. It blew me away. I was almost in tears watching that one. Don't tell me.
Oh my God,
that was sad, dude. It was like,
take your man card.
Hey, you know what? You watch it. You come back to me.
I will, and I'll take your man card. Unless the dog died, there's no reason to cry.
I said almost, and yes, somebody died.
But was it a good dog?
Well, it wasn't a dog per se, but it was a spoiler. Jackie, when he's doing this particular character, he's trying to sound like Patrick Warburton as Joe Swanson, and
so it was a human that died, though.
No, it was not a human.
Was it an alien?
Yeah.
Well, they deserve to die.
I knew you were gonna say that. No, he's really coming along. I mean, he did everything, except the voices of the guests.
The only good Xeno is a dead Xeno.
I tend to agree with you. Like I tell Raven, if I ever meet an alien, I am going to shoot him in the head and then strap him to the hood of our car and drive him right to the center of town and show everybody. Maybe not shoot him in the head, because I guess you'd want to see that to know that it was an alien.
I hope I meet an alien so it can take me to your leader, and I can be like, Joe Biden, you're going to have a field day with us.
No, I believe in what the God Emperor's view is on aliens.
Suffer not the alien and the heretic to live.
Yeah, and burn the witch.
Like that one meme I posted. I'm not xenophobic. Xenos fear me for the
Yeah.
Emperor.
With the freaking Black Templars.
Yep.
That's right. It's so funny too. When I go to the comic shop, it's like all of the guys who are more left leaning than me all play like Tau or Elder. And then I roll in with like Death Corps of Krieg, still Legion or Space Marines. Don't trick or treat at Shadow's house dressed up as an alien.
You don't really just don't.
Nap deprived, lazy.
Primitive, have you met me? I am a caveman through and through.
Are you?
Sometimes.
I mean, I know you were born back then, but
Yeah. I mean,
I
there's
thought you kind of outgrown it by now.
You can take the guy out of the cave, but you can't take the cave out of the guy.
Shadwell, check your Discord and tell me if that's a spicy meme.
You posted it on his Discord?
No, but I sent it to him on a message.
I don't know what it is on the Scoville scale, but holy crap. Oh, and I didn't even send the freaking message. You ever do that? You type something up in Discord and then forget to hit the send button? Is that just me?
That is a spicy meme. That would burn some butts.
Yeah.
I wonder if for my birthday I could convince my wife to buy me a hooker to help me paint some of these figures. Like,
it is your birthday. When they break out the cake, just make that wish, see what happens. If it's in the cards, it'll happen. If not, pay cash.
It's like I don't want to have sex or anything with her. I just want her to help me paint some of these damn figures.
Play a game of 30K or something.
Maybe play a game of 30K. That'd be good. Futuristic caveman. Hey, modern primitive is in fact a style. That's those idiots you see running around New York with like all their shit pierced and stupid tattoos all over them. Job stoppers, as we call them. And I mean, I have tattoos, but at least I was smart enough to get them in places where no one can see them. Unless I want them to. You know what I mean?
I got my tattoos after I retired.
Yeah, it's like, does anybody really want to see me sitting there shirtless, showing off my stars and shit? No. No.
I got my tattoos after I was retired, so I didn't give a shit about the job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the fire service, they don't care if you get tattoos. But if I'm wearing like a nice dress, whatever, I don't want there to be a bunch of bullshit all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm a judgmental prick, so I think like 90% of the tattoos people get are just stupid.
You are a judgmental prick.
That's what I said, man.
I'm agreeing with you.
I know.
I got your back, bro.
I know you do way back. But it's like when someone walks in and they're like, they got like some letters off of a Chinese menu or a nice octopus or what looks like a bunch of colorful monsters all over them.
Didn't we know that one girl who had Turtle Fighter tattooed on her because
she wanted it to be a dragon warrior, and it was like Turtle Fighter.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody.
Oh, see, that's when I cry. I cry when the dog dies.
Yeah, we decided that when it's his time, I'm going to give him a Hershey bar, and let him have at.
I
I mean,
don't.
what's up?
Somebody said I look like Uncle Iroh today, and it made my day. It made me happy.
Yeah, if only you were as wise. Also, you would be in the Earth Kingdom, dude. You'd probably be the cabbage farmer at Ba Sing Se. My
Let's get a
cabbage.
glass of tea.
And Shadow would be right there with you in Ba Sing Se. Quite possibly being earthbenders, but maybe not. Maybe just being chumps.
Let me guess, should be a fire guy.
Of course I would be Fire Nation. Aries is like the fieriest of fire signs. And my beautiful wife would be an air nomad. And my daughter would be a serial killer.
Yep.
So
Yep.
at least that's what she likes to play anytime we play role-playing games.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
I'm going to go play rock, paper, scissors.
Why?
Did you not see the meme he sent?
Oh, I wasn't thinking about it. I barely slept last night, and I was up very early.
Michael
I
Stonewall.
gotta ask though, if that and that are rock and paper, I scissors is going to be what now?
Two old ladies.
Yeah, two lesbians, right?
Yeah, two old lesbians. They're rusty scissors.
Oh my goodness. Who was it that asked somebody, like, when two lesbians have sex, how do they know they're done?
How?
I don't know. Someone asked a lesbian we talked to that.
Raven wants to see the meme.
You can send it to her. I'm not.
I'm not.
I don't know her like that.
Raven's fine for an NSA agent.
And Michael Strongo can see the Uncle Iroh vibes.
Just like
He
just
is
like
most definitely.
Justin's okay for a glowy,
Justin's all right for a Mossad agent.
right? That's why he's always talking anti-Israel shit. He's hoping somebody will jump in with him, and then the name goes on the list. It's called entrapment. You can't trap me, baby.
Sending it to you right now,
Raven
Raven.
in the chat. Yeah, there's RPG Exile.
What's up, everybody? Everybody.
Yeah. There's no way Raven.
Yeah.
Rock your body. Yeah. Everybody. Hungar's back tonight.
Isn't that group from your hometown?
Orlando? Yeah.
Yeah, the Backstreet.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. How do you guys have separate hometowns? Did you guys move around that much growing up?
Well,
I
you
did.
know,
Or they just kick Hungar out with like
after our biological dad went out to buy some milk and then never came back, my mom was forced to move so she could be closer to her parents. And then she was pregnant when it happened. So then Hungar was born in a different state than me.
Oh, like my brother has said, the only thing our dad ever pulled out of was our lives.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why we've got like multiple siblings.
Yeah, when I say I got 7 brothers, they're not all like full both parents brothers.
It's like we got siblings we have not met. And we're not even talking about the one who lives in Vietnam.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about my half sister in Vietnam.
We're talking about siblings in the U.S. that we've never met.
Actually, siblings that don't live that far away from our mother in Kentucky.
that we've never met.
I can't even imagine that.
Well, you didn't have our
try
father.
hard enough. You can.
No. Most of my family passed away.
Iron Man, you're an asshole, dude. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
That is funny.
Milk can be hard to find. Yeah, it took him 73 years.
What?
Then he married a woman that was about the same age as my younger sister. That was something.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Kids.
to play devil's advocate here, if you know that opportunity strikes a man at the right time, he's going to jump on it. You know,
he had a couple of kids with that woman too.
Yep. And
so it wasn't just you know,
that,
wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
No, he was out throwing pipe.
It's like Fight Club. That dude just went around setting up franchises. Like
okay, now imagine this. My personality, easy-go-lucky smoothness, because I am smooth when I want to be, and James's looks. That is a very dangerous combination. That is a very dangerous combination. Because
Family Grove.
He's
Also,
a very handsome and very smooth man.
All of that powered by at least a case of beer a day.
Yeah.
Bush.
Powered by a case, fueled by Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up Budweiser.
Or PBR.
But yeah.
And of course, all the chicks dug him because he wasn't a bad looking dude and he was like a highly decorated Vietnam vet and all that shit. So, like, you know, he could roll in and, you know, like he had medals coming up to here and shit, silver stars and all that. So it was like.
Plus, he was very smooth talker.
Oh, well, that's one way of saying he was a fucking liar.
He was.
There's a saying about him that still floats around that man would rather run 10 miles and lie to you than stand still and tell the truth. You know, like a guy who lies when there's no reason to lie.
He slept
he
slept
I
with
think
my
that sounds
girlfriend.
like someone we all know real well. Just saying.
He slept.
No name is coming to mind, but
my girlfriend.
No.
Your girlfriend lied?
He banged my girlfriend on a freaking boat dock, on a boat ramp down at Diamond Acre. He did.
Take care, Mobius.
Mobius heard that and was like, I'm out of here. He's like, I don't need that shit. That shit's getting too personal. But he wasn't like me in one way, though, Hungar.
What's that?
Well, I tower over him if we stood next to each other.
Yeah. The Planet Tabor family forest fire, more like it.
Yeah. Like, he was, I guess, about Hungar's size. And if I hug Hungar, I can rest my chin on Hungar's head.
Which I still get mad at my grandfather for this bullshit.
Yeah, it's our grandfather Morris's fault, really.
Yeah, he married that short woman.
Yeah, because he was like 6'5", 6'6", and he had to marry a woman that's 4'11". Like, she's older than he was, so actually it wasn't his fault. She ran him down. But to be fair, though, all of the guys on the Welsh side of our family are very short, too, except for maybe one of them. So, you know what I mean?
Shorty's tall.
Yeah. Shorty's tall. Dean's tall. Lincoln was not tall at all. Patrick is tall.
Yeah.
Curtis is pretty tall.
Not Curtis is shorter than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, last time I saw him, I was like 10, so. He's my uncle, but he's barely a year older than I am.
That's got to be weird.
No, I've got a couple like that. The women in our family stay fertile very, very late into their lives.
That's the long and short of it.
You know, like 50 years old and still having children. And that was the long and short of it. Yep, the family.
Hey, if George Clooney can do it at 55, why the hell not?
Well, no, men never stop producing zygotes, really, which is the main part.
Who's this, Hungar?
But
That
women,
is my grandfather and his short ass wife.
yep, that's our grandparents. And bear in mind, he is about 6'5", 6'6". He's the one that was the moonshiner and all that.
You see how short she is by comparison.
He was
to-
4'11".
It's kind of hard to tell. I mean,
He at her heaviest never
gotta do a
was
little
more than 90 something
algebra there.
pounds.
Yeah, she was like her highest weight was like 90 something pounds, and
Love
she was
the
about
OS
4'11".
wallpaper. That must be. I don't know. He's talking about your wallpaper.
No, they didn't have wallpaper or paint on the inside of the house.
Oh, from the picture, yeah, that's just straight up OS. Yeah, that freaking chipboard.
Yeah, they also did not have indoor plumbing.
Iron Man knows that. Me and Iron Man had like an hour-long conversation about living in, deep Appalachia and all the shit that, you didn't know you didn't have until you get it later. And then you're like, wow, that's neat. But me, I feel like I feel like I could move into a cave and just be there, and I probably would be okay.
I could live anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, civilization is really a chick thing.
Yeah, I don't know about a cave, a cabin. Oh yeah.
Well, you see these chicks that are like, men don't need nothing to be happy, and they show the dude's apartment, and it's like a mattress in the corner, a TV, and a freaking lawn chair.
A lawn chair and a TV. The TV setting on top of one of the little drink fridges, and there's like an Xbox.
Yeah.
Nerds nerd, what's up?
What's up, nerds? Yeah, I don't need a lot to be happy.
Marine. All right, this is suspected spam, so I'm going to hit the screen call button and talk to him for a while. Simplifying all that, nerds nerd. I was just repeating a story I heard about when two lesbians have sex. How do they know they're done?
Nerds, I'm sending you the link so you can answer that question.
Getting ready to lose some friends.
I love a nerd's nerd, and a nerd's nerd loves me. I accept a nerd's nerd how she is because she's the way that God wanted her to be. And I totally accept homosexuality as long as the girls are cute.
I was waiting for something like that.
You don't have to, a nerd's nerd, but
I think there is a certain thing to be said, not to be like too like serious, but I can't help it because I'm a serious person. I think the thing that makes man-on-man stuff so disgusting to straight men is the penetrative aspect of it.
Yeah.
100%. It's the fact that somebody is making you literally their bitch. But with two women, who gives a shit? It's like the only way there's going to be penetration is like basically there's no penis involved unless it's rubber. So like it's like no one really finds it that disgusting,
Damn,
but the idea of
Squirrel.
a dude running up another dude, that's just disgusting.
Squirrel answered the question.
They don't because nobody makes a sandwich. No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. But I'm just saying, like, when I think about, like, if I could have a dude that I totally love that would just hang out around the house and help pay bills and play games and watch TV and play Xbox, I'd be down for that. But as soon as penises start coming out, that's a no-go.
Or tongues.
Well, I mean, yeah, anything like that. I ain't kissing him either, but I mean that goes without saying.
It is funny. The boys, Alex came home from school. I think it was Wednesday,
Not as
and
gaming related as I expected. I'm sorry, Iron Man. We'll get back to the more gaming related stuff.
and mind you, Alex, you know the kid we're taking care of. He's half Latino, and he's screaming as he walks in the door.
Hold on. What the F is half Latino?
Well, you know his mom's from Mexico,
Yeah.
and his dad's from Poland, I think.
Yeah.
So he's you know he's half Latino. I mean,
I'm gonna share something that
European
explains
and
everything.
whatever else.
Listen to this, guys.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Wow, this chocolate bar sure is good. But you know what would make it better? Wow, another chocolate bar! Two of a thing I like, together!
Okay, that was good. But anyway,
yeah, I've seen that like 100 times.
Oh, half Latino. You can't be half Latino.
Well, that's what they call themselves or whatever, right? You know,
Well,
he
correct
speaks.
him and say, no, you're Latino. You're part European. You're part Native. You might even have some African thrown in there. Who knows?
I don't even go that. He's an American. He was born in California. He's
Well,
He's
born in
not American.
California.
He's
I don't
from the
know if that
People's
makes him
Democratic
American.
Republic.
yeah. I knew that
He's
was
not
coming.
American.
As soon as the words came out my mouth, I felt dumb for saying them. But he comes home Wednesday screaming, "I just saw two beaners kiss," and I'm like, "What?" One, I was surprised that people still use that that word. But I'm like, oh, you mean two boys? He's like, yes, it was quite abusing because nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
Again, California, I thought that would be like just normal.
And California is not part of America. California is the People's Democratic Republic of California.
Hey,
get it right.
Speaking to you from behind enemy lines, trust me, we're working on remedying the situation.
I thought I literally believed that every single male in California had to be gay by default.
No.
Like that's just the way California.
No,
is.
the propaganda.
California love.
I mean, California ain't that where San Francisco is?
Yes, it is, but it's also where places like Palmdale exist, where there's an American flag on almost every house. Where there's
Isn't that where San Francisco is with that big mural of Greta Thunberg? Could you imagine trying to take a dump on the middle of the sidewalk with that picture staring at you?
I would go to the nearest Mexican restaurant, eat as many enchiladas as I can, and then spray the mural.
Oh my goodness!
That little four-letter word needs.
It wasn't really about Greta Thunberg though. The joke is about people just pooping all over your sidewalks.
I get that. We've got a relative who's a police officer there, and
so he stands back and just watches the crime.
Basically, yeah. Easiest job you could ever have.
Stand back and make sure no one tries to stop the crime.
Pretty much. I'm about up to here with that too. Having worked in and around law enforcement my whole life, I cannot understand how people don't see the suicide pact that's been written on all the walls everywhere you go. It's just like
you keep your doors unlocked so you don't have to pay to get new windows.
Anyway,
I talk shit about California all day long. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, they predicted everything in the song Californication. Little girls dream of silver screen flirtation, Greta Thunberg.
No.
Chinese.
That represents girls coming from the Midwest and everywhere to become movie stars and then getting used by the system.
Yeah, Chinese people trying to steal your mind's elation, the Chinese hackers. I mean, Chili Peppers, they got it right.
I'm telling you, Billy Joel's Miami 2017 did the same thing, but
But Chili Peppers did it better because Billy Joe sucks.
he does now, but back in the day, that dude was a badass.
I
Just
don't.
saying.
Hungar knows he don't suck. Hungar can sing like 20 of his songs.
Yeah. Oh, longest for the longest time. Oh,
Seriously, guys, go check out
longest
Miami 2017. That song was incredibly prophetic.
Man.
Just
and I thought I was the Duke of Earl when I made it with the redhead girl in the Chevrolet.
He should have ran away.
Hey,
yeah, like I said, he was a badass. That whole
Bob Seger's
motorcycle
cooler
accident.
though.
Shit. What?
Bob Seger's cooler.
The only
She's
song
a
I
red beauty with big brown eyes.
It's not hard to outcool hanging with the
Standing way
Clintons.
up high.
And no, I don't give a shit. I'm not afraid of the Clintons.
We
Bring
ain't
it on.
firm and high. Out in the back seat of my 60 Chevy.
Yeah, whatever.
Come on.
I honestly just don't know enough about Bob Seger. A lot of his stuff to me
That's
was
true
Pretty much
California rock.
one-hit wonder.
No, he's not a one-hit wonder.
Pretty
Night
much
Move.
one-hit wonder.
Turn the Page was awesome.
Yeah, pretty much a one-hit wonder.
Bob Seger, one-hit wonder.
Yep, that's what I'm telling you.
You're on crack.
You're
I
being
would
generous,
never do
aren't you?
crack. You know that.
Night Moves.
I've got way too much respect for myself to do crack.
Yeah, you know,
Batman,
now that I think about it, his songs are fucking depressing. Bob Seger's.
Like
No,
if I
they're
was
not.
going to do any drugs, you know what it'd be.
Catmandu.
Mainline heroin.
Hell no. I'm depressed enough as it is. It would have to be high-end Bolivian coke.
That was my next guess.
I have respect for myself. If I'm going to do drugs, I'm going to do rich people drugs. I'm not going to
Hey,
do good rat
once
drugs.
upon a time, heroin was the rich people drugs. Now it's amazing how cheap the shit is. I got some
somebody
yesterday.
running
I'm
around,
telling you.
you know, the trailer park with no teeth, doing meth and shit.
Okay, you got Night Moves, Turn the Page. You go to company meet Hollywood Nights. Old Time Rock and Roll.
Okay, old time rock and roll is the
Against
only
the
one
Wind.
that doesn't make me need antidepressants.
Against the Wind. We were peeing against the wind. We were young and stupid and peeing against the wind.
Yeah, dude, that his stuff is literally freaking. It's like if they put lyrics to jazz, you know.
You're going to get your shit fucking banned. Do your shit. I'll be
See.
sure to invite me on my show sometimes.
Peeing against the wind is so uplifting.
You
Sorry,
keep playing
man.
that game, you are going to get caught.
He's been caught. They
I've
just
been caught.
love him so much they're not going to actually penalize him.
But
I got
yeah,
caught
Bill
because
Seger has some
somebody
good
turned me in
songs.
who wasn't the people that I did the song of. And I emailed the people I did the song in, and they're like, we didn't turn that in.
Yeah, they're like, play our shit.
They're like, I mean, it's a little difficult because I don't know Russian and they don't really speak English, but we managed to figure it out. And YouTube's like, well, we got a report. It's like, but the band said it's okay. I mean, what do you want? I mean, this is crazy.
It's like when you do a Tom McDonald or a.ot song react, and they want to say something to you, but Tom McDonald or a.ot's like, he's loud.
Yeah, the last a.ot drop a while back, he even said when he put the video out, please review this.
a.ot got fucked up at the beginning of the month.
What happened to him?
He got set on and stomped on by a cow when he was trying to bull ride.
Well, why would you, if you had a lot of money, want to ever try to ride a bull?
Because his son wanted to, and he wanted to do it with his son. So he got a real bad concussion and lost his memory for a little bit.
Yeah, that's called an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And I say that as somebody who has rode a bull.
Yeah.
You do that shit because you're poor. You don't do that shit once you got $1 million. I mean,
Yeah, that's poor people shit. Like skiing.
Yeah, that's definitely poor people white stuff.
Yeah, skiing is for rich white people.
Yeah.
And riding bulls and hog hunting and shit like that is for poor white people.
Right. And the main reason to ride a bull is because
you want to get laid.
Buddies.
What?
Buckle bunnies. That's the reason to ride a bull.
Buckle bunnies are why you ride a bull.
I did it all for
on
the
its back. You ain't even got to win. If you can stay on its back just a little bit, then pretty much almost every cowgirl out there that you run into will let you get on her back too.
You do it all for the nookie.
I can see Shadow thinking about it. You'll get it. You'll get it.
Get what?
What we're saying
about buckle bunnies?
Yeah.
I know exactly what they are.
Huh?
I know exactly what they are.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason to do anything.
That's why you do it.
I know. I was actually trying to picture how long I think I could actually, stay on the bull.
You know what? You just go into it with positive vibes and let things happen.
You just go with the flow, baby.
You kind of gotta, relax everything except that grip.
It just depends. I know my cousin got smashed in the face by a bull, and they had to rebuild his face.
Yeah, but here's a
lucky he had a face left to rebuild.
He was
well. What happened is he went forward when the bull's heads went back, so they did a little headbutt kiss, and it shattered every bone in his face.
Time to see, Sean. How you doing?
Hey, Major.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm okay. Just taking a break. I'm doing a bunch of recording, so.
Nice.
Yeah, but you ride a bull and you listen to Limp Bizkit. I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie.
I came to the conclusion the other day during my live stream that you're right. I probably was the biggest simp of all time when I was young.
I wouldn't say you were the biggest simp of all time, but you did have simp-like behavior.
I'm still a big simp. I'm not going to kid anybody.
No, I mean, if you're married, it doesn't matter.
Well, if you're married, you're obliged to be. You're married.
Right.
I'm
if you're
the world's
on OnlyFans, then just don't admit it because that's just embarrassing.
I'm like the world's biggest anti-simp.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. This cat's got just about zero.
I break up with a dime piece just for like smarting off to my brother.
He did that actually.
I tell her that sticking feathers up your ass don't make you a chicken. Get the fuck out my house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're messing with blood. That's different.
It don't matter.
That is exactly how that conversation went.
I will drop a chick in a heartbeat if they aggravate me. If I think that they say something stupid, because when I was younger, I'd dump a chick and get another one the next day if I wanted to. It never bothered me. I always said there's one bitch with a million faces.
Yeah, I was pretty simpy. I would put up with a lot of shit that, like, nowadays I would never.
And I would put up with no shit.
Yeah, I was put up with a lot of shit, very forgiving. And, luckily my two ex-wives broke me of that shit.
It was crazy because I wasn't like bossy or an asshole to any chicks. But as soon as they started showing their true color and I found out how it was going to be, it was like, boop, kick rocks.
Well, that's also different too. I mean, you're seeing a side of them that you don't like. Whereas, okay, you got a good woman, right? You got a good woman. She might, everybody crosses a line at some point. Are you going to disregard the entirety of the good woman because she crossed the line once?
It
No.
depends what line she
exactly.
crossed.
It
Yeah,
does depend on what
It depends
line
on the
she
line,
crosses to.
but yeah, okay. So she talks, she bitch slaps your brother down for whatever reason, but in every other regard, she's good.
His
She's
girlfriend likes me.
So I mean, everything is situational, of course, but
I mean, yeah.
I think we have to have a line, and that's it. You know?
But it also
How's it
okay. Somebody
gonna
crosses a
be
line. It also depends on how they come back from it too, right?
when you don't know me
I mean, we're talking hypotheticals, but
anymore?
what's
They
the
want
line?
it,
What's
man.
the line, and what's the apology, right?
Right. Well, that's just it. I mean, there
In
has
Minoan
to
culture,
be.
the boys had to jump over the bull as a rite of passage to manhood. Huh. Yeah. And then an earthquake happened, and they all got washed into the ocean, and that was the end of that. Those
Yeah,
poor
it's just I never put up with any shit when I was younger.
Minoans.
I still don't put up with any shit, but I got a good woman, so it's all good.
They say the tsunami that hit that
Johnny
island
Cash.
basically
Nice.
scrubbed everything off the island.
Well,
Went
he's misquoting
upside
Cash slightly.
So
Because you're mine, I crossed the line.
Yeah.
That's great.
Still, Johnny Cash. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I walked the line.
I
not
walk the
crossed
line is the actual.
Oh no, I guys, come on. Have you
Well,
seen
I
my
think that this
intro?
one chick, and I kept on giving her a break, but she was a perpetual line crosser. I mean, that's what she did.
professional what?
Perpetual line crosser. She was always trying to cross some kind of line, always trying to test the brother. And eventually I was like, you know what, bitch? I looked her right in her optical socket and I was like, bitch.
Shit
But
testing is a
Yeah,
thing.
shit testing is the thing I was about to say is like a lot of women do that. They want to see if you're gonna, have a backbone.
Yeah.
I have a backbone. They don't like my backbone though, because my backbone is get your shit and get out.
Are you talking about when you're dating that one-legged chick?
Oh, that bitch was crazy.
She's hot though.
She was hot. She looked like Ben Stiller's wife, if you know who that is. The chick
She looked
who
like
was in-
Jan Brady.
Yeah, the chick who's in Dodgeball and the chick who played Jan Brady from the Brady Bunch movie. That's what she looked like.
But ultimately, she didn't have a leg to stand on, right?
She only had
Well-
one leg.
She was stumpy.
I remember one time we were being intimate and I messed up. I went to grab her legs and I ended up like this. So I stopped and I put my hand on her leg like this, and I started moving it like a freaking stick shift in a car. She got a little upset.
You can't watch Sherlock with her because she doesn't like the game as a foot,
Yeah.
No.
And then I dated that one chick who broke this one chick, and I didn't want to date her. When I stopped into the store where she worked at as a cab driver, I'd flirt with her. Like you do. You flirt with the chicks at the convenience store. She broke up with her long-term boyfriend because she thought I wanted to date her. She had dated this guy for like 10 years and broke up with him because she thought I wanted to date her. So I took her on a few dates. You remember the one that I called a Mexican slur? That one day she got really, really pissed at me. We broke up and she still wanted me to come over and do stuff with her all the time.
What the hell did I just walk into?
Hungar's dating history.
Because I came into talking about Mrs. Ben Stiller, and I'm just like, why are we talking about Mrs. Ben Stiller?
I dated a chick who looked just like her, but she only had one leg. Her other leg was off from the knee
didn't
down.
have a leg to stand. Oh. Wow, there's such a special place in hell for all of you.
Bear hates the puns, but
Not
his radar
me,
pulls him in
man.
right
I'm
when they're
going to
starting.
heaven.
Yeah. That's the
And
way
then
it
I
goes.
treated her like a stick shift.
So how's the show last night, Bear?
What show?
You mean Two Nights?
Yeah.
Plus
Okay,
Belmore?
never mind. It was Table Breakers. I get it.
Oh, that hurt, dude. That was fun, but oh my god, their ideas for superheroes just made me want to cry.
Yeah, the echo chamber is strong within.
No,
that
it's not
group.
an echo chamber. They're nice guys. It's just they have a different. They hit heroes differently than I do, and they didn't understand. Apparently, when you say Bronze Age, that means nothing because one guy wants to do Vertigo, Sandman, Mystery Theater stuff. Another guy literally wants to be Darkwing Duck.
I want to be El Taco. And my superpower would be shooting tacos out of my hand.
Yeah, we're never going to play a superhero game together. That'll be you do whatever you want for whoever runs
No,
that game.
I'm Hungar the Starvarian. I am a dimension jumping barbarian looking for the cheeseburger of density.
I want to be the mighty midget. Like I'm super, super strong, but I'm also very short.
Oh, so Puck from the Alpha Flight.
Oh, well, damn it. I don't read comic books because they're lame.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
I'm sorry.
You read this Savage Sword of Conan?
That and
I
Boy
swear,
Scouts
if
are
Bear
the
asks what he
only
just
comics that I
wanted to do when he jumps
No,
on the chaotic
because
stream,
you
I
read
always
Sandman
have.
too.
It's always funny.
Yeah, I've read all the Sandmans and I've read all the
You mean to
Watchmen.
tell me you mean
And you
to tell
read
me?
Spawn.
Oh, thank you,
mean to
Raven.
tell
That's very
me-
kind of you. Thank you.
and
Hungar.
Spawn.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Raven
James.
saying something nice to me. I thought I'd take a moment to acknowledge someone saying something nice to me.
Oh, she's not wrong, dude.
You whores.
Dude, you're Jackie is over the moon. Like I said, man.
Glad to hear it.
Hey, I always say nice things about you, Bear, just not to your face.
I know.
And James,
Actually, James says nice things to me all the time for some
You
reason.
got a
James,
haircut, Bear. It looks good, bro.
I shaved my head. Like I just
Yeah.
trimmed off that bullshit.
Yeah, I
No.
need a haircut. I'm starting to look like a damn hippie.
Oh, dude, while I was writing, I was not taking care of anything. I was just so focused on writing. I was like, fuck, I just got to write.
That's a good place to be, though, than when you're in
Yeah.
that zone.
But now that I'm done writing, it's like, okay, let's get
You
this
gotta
back to
take care of it,
civilized.
yeah.
Let's get this looking good. I may want some pussy in my future. Maybe I'll go find me a one-leg Jan Brady looking bitch and see how that works out for me.
Remember, don't try to grab both of her legs because you end up like this. True story.
James, real quick. You
Yes,
need
sir.
to tell me you're not going to read Ghost of the Badlands.
I might.
What is good? What is
I
Ghost of
ordered
the
it.
Badlands?
Okay. That's a comic book.
What is it?
Yeah,
It's
it
a
doesn't
Razor
matter,
Fist
though.
Western graphic novel that's coming out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm going
bought
to read it
because
before I'm
of
going to give him money.
Who was making it, not because of what it was.
I saw the art. I saw where he was going, and I know how he feels about westerns and pulp. And I'm like, yeah, we need more of that. And
Yeah, but Shadow, brother, you can feel a certain way about a lot of things, but if you don't have writing skill, it doesn't matter how you feel about things. You're just writing shit.
no,
And I don't know if
I saw some previews of
All
some
right,
of the pages.
because after the Eric July bullshit, I'm real fucking scarce with my money to support these crazy people anymore. Because they all talk a good game and deliver shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Pretty
my
shit,
comic
good
book,
looking
my
shit.
comic book's going to be shit.
Yeah, but we expect it to be. That's what's going to be the charm of it. It's going to be Hungar shit. It's going
My
to be
comic-
chaotic,
It's going to be
crazy
the
shit.
Fabulous Freak Brothers, and we
Wow.
all know it.
No one
Did you
sees
read
that.
the Eric July comic?
I read the first one and I was just not impressed.
Right.
He's not a good writer. It's the same as Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan Van Sciver's not a good writer. Eric July's not a good writer. There was another guy who put out a comic. He wasn't bad. I can't remember who it was. He was okay. You know what I mean? He was okay. And
You're
so
probably
with Razor
talking about
Fist,
Yellow Flash.
was it Yellow Flash?
Could have been.
Could be. And for
Yeah,
this
you
guy,
have
for
a lot
Razor
of-
Fist, I think Razor Fist writes very good commentary. I think Razor Fist is amazing on the microphone. I think he's a really talented guy. I don't know if he can write because, trust me, writing is a skill. And, you know, and we went through this remember in the early 90s when we went through the fucking artists could write bullshit and we found out how bad that was. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then they realized how quickly they needed writers to come in and show them how to do actual books. So
writing is a lot of like acting in that regard. Everybody thinks they can do it
until they have to.
Yeah.
Well, I know I can do it because I do it every day.
I need to ask you how you record and send to Jackie. He couldn't work
There's
the
Crafting
MP3 I
Gamer.
sent him. What did I send it as an MP3? No, I did. I don't know. I used Audacity to convert it. I think.
Yeah, because
No,
Raven
no, I
was supposed
didn't.
to. Raven
It
was
re-
supposed to help us, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it recorded in some weird ass format, which I've never used before. And I don't know why it recorded in that format. So I took it to a web page that for free converted the audio file from that format to MP3, and that's what I sent them. So I would just look, record it, and then send it, or look for a conversion page and try it, or go get Audacity. It's a free piece of software.
Audacity is good, and you can export it as an MP3 or a WAV file. A WAV file is pretty universal. You can use
WAV
that.
file would work perfectly at that.
It's just a little bigger when you send it, so you might have to Google Drive it.
Yeah, it was kind of depressing, but it worked out. I sent you the first episode.
Yeah, I got it. I'll take a look at it.
Well, you show up in episode 3, and for a 15-year-old kid, with help, I couldn't accomplish what he's pulled off. And having people like you and Squirrel and other folks from our circle of friends just makes it all the more important to him.
Well, you see, it makes it really, really hard for me to make fun of you when you say something nice like that, Shadow. Because you said, with all the time in the world, you couldn't pull it off. It has nothing to do with him being a 15-year-old kid. It has everything to do with you just being you, which is, you're a fucking Bronze Age holdover. You're Paleolithic at this point, I think, right? I think you were the first caveman to develop thought. You know what I mean? And off we went from there.
Hey, you all have me to thank, because with that being said, there's probably my DNA running through each and every one of you.
Yeah. Well, we have a new name for you, Shadow. You are a Solomon Caveman. Put that hat
on. Ooh, I like that. Solomon Caveman. Ooh. Can we just call him Solomon Neanderthal? No, he doesn't look like a Neanderthal. He looks more like he's a Homo florensis. You're like what? 5'1", 5'2", you?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, sure you are. Okay. So he's 5'10" in Mexican measurements. And
that would make me like 3 foot even. I'll tell you what, the next time I'm in 7-Eleven, I'll stand in the doorway and get you a picture.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, the 5'10" is without the hat, right? Or with the hat?
Right, without the hat.
With the big pilgrim hat, no?
I know. I'm looking for one of those. I need one of those desperately.
I gotta find the picture I made. I was fucking around in Midjourney a few months ago making wizards, and one of them came out looking like you. And I was just like, I gotta send this to Shadow, and then I completely forgot about it. But like the guy looked like you. It was creepy.
Oh, thanks.
No, it was creepy in that it looked like you, not that you look creepy. I mean, come on now. If I'm gonna insult him, I think I've proven by now I'll do it direct.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but you might be experimenting with the form. We don't know.
True.
You are an artist.
True. I could be trying out what's the subtlety. Not my strong suit. Not my strong suit.
Hey, Bear. Do you remember Family Affair?
Family Affair? Like with
Sebastian
McNichol? Christy McNichol? Family Affair? With
No. Mrs. Beasley, Mr. French, TV show.
The name rings a bell. Yeah. What about it?
When I was listening to you do the work for Jackie, my mind instantly went to Sebastian Cabot. I don't know why. That's
cool. I wasn't trying to do Sebastian Cabot, but that works.
I have this thing with voices that I really.
They talk to you often.
No. I once got offered by a 3-letter agency to listen in on tapes so that I could help them identify who was speaking. Because I have a really good ear for recognizing people. Like if I watch a cartoon,
it's called schizophrenia.
I'll know who the actors are. That kind of thing. If I'm, I can instantly pick up. If I know the actor or actress, I'll know who it is, even though I can't see them. And my brain instantly went to that. And I haven't watched a Family Affair or a 70s sitcom.
This is really starting to sound like A Beautiful Mind.
Okay, it's just a weird talent that I picked up doing the things that I did.
I had a lot more friends before I started taking all of my psychotropic medicine.
It's interesting when you call your neurodivergent episodes talents. I think that's pretty awesome. That's very progressive of you, sir.
Hey. I know what I can do, and that's one of the things I'm good at.
And one of the things I can do is
it's like
talk to
free.
imaginary people. So shut up. Okay, sorry, Shadow.
No, I am no longer on the show with the imaginary best friends.
Hey, Bear, I'm sending you a message on Discord. It's Justin's favorite meme.
Oh dear God. You remember I'm in Canada, right? I can get arrested for shit on my computer. Like that. But I tell you why it's wrong, because scissors beats paper. So I have that somewhere. I'll find it. It's got a picture of both of them. It's got Churchill and the paper magnate, and it basically says World War II, scissors beats paper. So, I'll see if I can find that for you. You can send it back to Justin with his fuck. Can anyone explain
No,
that?
I found that. That's
Oh, that's yours? Okay, cool. But can anybody explain that to me? Because it's the one thing. He seems like a smart guy. So where does this come from?
He's a secret Mossad agent.
I told you.
He must be.
And every time he talks his shit and you agree with him, you go on the list.
Yeah, there you go. Makes sense. So he's like the evil version of Borat. What's his name?
Sacha Baron
Cohen. In that because that's what the whole thing about Borat was, right? Was he was going around exposing anti-Semites, by pretending to be one, and people thinking they were comfortable enough to start talking shit around him, which they were, which was really scary. So Justin's the evil version of that. Okay, I get it. We go on a list. It's okay. I'm pretty sure you're getting. Listen, Czar James.
I don't miss a day to say fuck Israel.
Yeah, that's fine. You can say all you like, but I'm just saying there's a big difference between saying that and deciding that the mustache model had great ideas.
Right. The actions of Israel are not
differences.
The actions of Israel aren't representative of all Jewish people, right? So it's like, you blame the nation, not the people.
I say there's two types of people in this world, and you should avoid both of them.
I agree, 100%. I'm with you.
No, I'm going to go ahead and side with Kanye here.
Oh dear God!
There's only one group of people on the whole planet you can never talk about. You can't even point out when they do something wrong.
And yet, I see people doing it every day. It's like
they're all
feminists tell me women don't have a place in this world.
Names for it, aren't they?
Or I keep getting told that the alphabet people need to have a place to speak because they're constantly having their voices oppressed, yet I hear them nonstop every day. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
We know it's all alphabet people.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. We know it's all bullshit.
Not all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
The attempt to divide us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Shadow.
Ask Mel Gibson about it.
There you go, Shadow. That's what it is right there. It's
because
it's all divided over shit.
Yeah, hey, Hungar, your stream's becoming political. What are you going to do about it?
I'm sorry. Hungar's a goofy goo. I love Hungar. I love you, Hungar. You're the best.
I'm getting ready to say, hey, you fuckers. I've gone past an hour. I could end this shit at any time and be happy.
Do it.
So let's be happy.
Okay. Let's take a page from Raven's chat here and laugh until our faces hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Friday. I had a great week.
I got my tax return today. Life is good.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a bunch of bullshit. Yay, I'm excited about getting money back that they wrongfully stole from me.
Hey. Hungar can stop the stream anytime he likes if you start talking political. So you keep that in mind, sir.
Taxes are not political. Taxes are extortion.
Theft.
I avoid a lot of taxes by avoiding a lot of
income. Our subscription to the company.
I avoid taxes by avoiding income.
I have a serious question. What are these taxes you speak of?
Oh, so outside of the People's Republic of California stand. California, Uber alles. Yeah, we get it, buddy.
California Uber alles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's surfers, I think.
Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys, yeah, one of those.
I've got a Dead Kennedys channel on Pandora. Freaking love it.
They're one of those bands that are really popular with other bands.
Yeah.
It's like really weird. Like you'll watch a punk show and somebody always has a DK shirt on.
Yeah.
What's
the Misfits? It's like the Misfits. The Misfits. were not popular with humans. They were really popular with punk bands, though.
Right.
I've heard something funny the other day. They're talking about 80s punk rock and how it stood for anti-racism and pro-LGBTQ plus and all this other
That's
shit.
a load of
Like,
shit.
really? Because I was an 80s punk rocker.
I was there.
Well, you
I
had the
was there,
shark.
and that's not what we stood for. We stood for anti-government.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Well,
if people
you had
happen to
the
be, and if people happen to be of color or of the alphabet community or whatever the fuck you want to say, they were hanging out at a punk show. They were cool.
Yeah.
Well, like I said on the stream the other day, I miss 20 years ago when no one gave a shit about anything like that, and no one talked about it, and you could just kind of hang out and play D&D or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
You were
Remember
doing.
we used to go to the metal show all the time, and that black dude was there every freaking show, and there was never an issue because it was the early 90s, and nobody gave a fuck about what
Or
color
you
you
could go
were,
to the vampire LARP and there's 100 people there and no one gave a shit about.
what anybody was.
Yep.
But then Donald
Millennials
Trump
happened,
made
and
half
millennials ruined the
country
world.
insane.
But don't you know you're not allowed to talk about this shit because all these injustices stretch back to the dawn of time, and there was never a period where.
Trust me, take it from me. They do not. They started with a
As
certain
someone who
American
was there at the dawn of time, he
someone
can
who was
assure
He
you.
knows, yes,
He can
exactly.
assure you they did not agree with that.
We were all well and good until a certain president in this country started opening his mouth, and he and his husband ruined
Big
it.
Mike? You talking about Big Mike?
See, I would disagree with that. I think everything was great until we got a president that wasn't part of the system. And the
No,
system,
it really stretched back further than that.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
So-
Ronald Reagan.
Okay, hang on. You guys remember a movie called PCU in the early 90s?
Yeah.
We were already talking about this shit then. The only difference is we remembered to laugh at them at that point in time. That was
we
the
really
difference.
need to, that's
I
something
want to
that
say this too. As a conservative man, Ronald Reagan can kiss the entirety of my ass, including the starfish.
That's really
yes, Raven, the little girl with the Mrs. Beasley doll.
That motherfucker made it where I can now own fully automatic weapons. I am so pro
And
gun.
you just got to get permission from the sheriff, pay for the stamp, and agree that the ATF can come into your home at any time to check that it's still there.
Trust me, you do not want
I
that.
am so pro gun. I think I should buy automatic
And the
AK
stamp
out of
isn't
it.
really that expensive, a couple $100.
I should be able to buy a fucking automatic weapon out of a vending machine.
But a full automatic weapon, like a full automatic AK, is going to cost you about, I don't know, $5,000-$10,000.
I should be able to buy one out of a vending machine.
So, role-playing games.
That's how pro gun I
Yes,
am.
we need more role playing games, and we need role playing games with fully automatic.
Tell me
weapons.
more about this Sebastian Cabot fellow, please.
Iron Man
Oh
says
my
that he's
God.
going to name his
Nailed it,
next
dude.
emo character
Nailed it.
Misfit.
Misfit. Been done. But do it.
Well, Misfit as a superhero would be badass, though. She could run around and beat people to death with, like, kettlebells and.
I have a character in my universe because it's 1980X called Hardbody, and she's an aerobics chick who can turn her skin into diamond.
Oh, see,
That's actually
awesome.
cool. That's cool. Does she wear leg warmers? Please tell me
Oh,
she's
yeah.
got leg warmers.
She has to. She has to.
And the
Diamonds get really cold.
the bright day glow headband. She's
She's got to look
amazing.
like
Yeah.
the girls from that video.
Satisfaction.
No.
Hang on,
Oh,
I'll
the
tell
one
you.
with
Let's
the
get
chick-
physical
Yeah.
by Olivia
Guy
Newton-John.
in there doing.
Olivia Newton-John, or what's that movie she did? Jamie Lee Curtis did with John Travolta about aerobics.
Oh,
Yeah,
What's it
but
called?
fuck. Perfect.
Perfect.
But I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the video where there's like one dude and a bunch of hot chicks.
Oh,
and
that's a workout video for Eric Pride's cover of
I'm the
Valerie by
same
Steve
boy I
Winwood.
used to be.
And it's the one guy, and he's in the studio with all the other
Yeah.
chicks. So there is one
Call
black
on
guy in the group as well.
me,
They
call
have,
on me.
dude. If you go look on YouTube, that aerobics team has workout videos for you to watch.
I'm amazed that you mentioned Steve Winwood, one of my all-time favorite
I
musicians.
love Steve Winwood. What are you talking about? Still in the Game is like my number 2 favorite song of all time.
Oh my God, dude! That guy could do
Sure, galvanizing
everything.
behind the
Everything.
class divide, so critical theory will be deployed to divide. That's true.
Damn!
Yes.
Now I got to go listen to Steve Winwood after the show.
Even
Thank
though
you.
Hang on, I'm going to
most
show you
of-
guys. I'm going to
most
show
of
you
the
guys.
problems
Hang
in
on.
America are, if you were going to blame it on something, it would not be race. It would
No,
be
it's Canada. Blame Canada. Always blame Canada. Come on.
It would be class. I mean, like I was saying in my live stream the other day, I have zero pity for hood rats living in the ghetto who have running water and heating and all that shit when I grew up in a farmhouse where I didn't have any of that. In Appalachia, where, you know, having a job was like a big deal.
And a mother cries because one thing she don't need is another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto.
And all the Yankees, really, if I
Here,
could
Hunger, I'm
prove
going to
I
share
was
something with you.
descended from Yankee soldier that died in the Civil War, I would be saying, you bitches owe me. All of you owe me.
That's what I did. That's what I came up with for this.
That is pretty cool.
That is freaking awesome, dude.
Badass. You know what I'm saying?
You know, saying
She's a
somebody
villainess
owes
in
you
Heroic. You should go
reparations
play
after
Heroic.
350,000 Yankees died. It's like, how many 100,000 people got to die for you?
Bear, what is heroic? What is this thing you were talking about?
I don't know because I'm scared of James right now, and James is scaring me, and I'm just going to shut up and keep my head down before he goes all Bolshevik on me.
Hey, the liberal gets a bullet too. But
Hey,
I'm not
a liberal.
I'm a monarchist. Remember, I believe monarchy is inevitable.
So you're not a Bolshevik. You're what? You're a
monarchist.
No, but there's a Russian version of that. What is the Russian version of that?
Tsarist.
Tsarist? Yeah, I guess.
Well, he is Tsar James.
He is Tsar James. Yeah. Hey, Tsar James. Can I ask you a question? Do you have any actual Russian ancestry? Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay. Why are Russian women so hot but so fucking crazy? What's that about?
Balance.
Crazy matrix.
Get a religious one, or look at the.
They break the fucking matrix, dude. Like every hot Russian girl I've ever dated has turned out to be a complete psychopath.
Okay, first off, if you date a Russian woman, you can't take any shit from her, and she talks.
I don't.
You guys smack her upside the head.
Well, I don't do that. See, that's no.
Well, that's in that culture. That's the expectation.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Latino.
You got to remember, Bear. Some of them want to get smacked.
Yeah. The second thing is, if you import a Russian girl to marry, you're just a fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, that's a moron.
I know so many people who've tried that game, and you end up with a pregnant Russian chick who immediately leaves your ass, eats you up for 18 years of child support, and then marries some other dude.
To do the same thing over again.
And it happens so much. And it's just like, don't marry. No.
Yeah, Ukrainian women are the same way, by the way, because they're.
And that's Eastern European, though. That's Poland on over. They do that.
Yeah.
Czechs, not so much.
What were you guys talking about?
That worked out pretty well.
Talking about your ex-wife.
I just watched that Call on Me video again, and I lost track of the topic.
Russian imports.
Don't do it. Don't marry any women from Eastern Europe. They will cheat on you. I know from experience.
But they're so hot. Like
yes,
that's
my wife was hot as shit, and she was
Jesus.
a freak, and she liked her Slovakian boyfriend more than she liked her American husband.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, man. It makes sense.
Yeah, some of them do go babushka real quick, but
yeah. I mean, listen.
The ones you want, though.
But listen, it also depends on how modernized they are, because like if you go to my parents' generation, Italian and Greek women, when they hit their 40s and 50s, babushka, they went rough, they went hard. But now you see the Italian and Greek women in their 40s and 50s, and they're like super fit, and they're like really into exercising and staying beautiful. So it depends how westernized they get.
Women, they're beautiful between 19 and 23, and then they turn into Mexican men. Get a little mustache.
Shadow, is that true? Is that true, Shadow?
Start wearing a sombrero. All
19 to 23.
Well, Shadow was a hot 19 to 23-year-old woman back in the day. Now he's a Mexican man.
That is so
it was good though.
That's so wrong.
Where's your sidekick? Where's Justin, by the way?
I think he got thrown in jail for hate crimes.
Remember that tooth issue he had the other day? Well, it just got worse.
Okay, because I'm telling you, it's going to happen because he lives in one of the most dangerous provinces for that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, well, you do too, Sean. You live in Ontario.
I live half an hour away from Justin. So
yeah, you guys get to enjoy that.
It literally looked like they came and paid him a visit. He sent me a picture, and it was like I thought it was Connell at first. He looks worked over. Just boosh, 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 boosh. So
what, he had a broken tooth or something?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he won't die of it. I mean, it is the Canadian healthcare system.
Well, no. Dentistry's not included.
Not covered. No, you got to pay.
You pay for dentistry, and it used to be affordable.
Can get it done.
So maybe he can actually get sick then.
When most of us didn't have dental insurance through our work and had to pay for our own dental processes, an extraction cost $25, a fucking root canal costs $50-$60, a fucking non-cosmetic work cost maybe a couple $100. Then everybody in Canada started getting dental insurance through their work, and suddenly a root canal costs $900.
That's what I was
and an extraction costs $200.
The cleaning is $200.
Yeah, like, it's insane. Insurance ruins everything.
Yeah, if I want teeth cleaning, I go brush my teeth again.
In the USA, they don't go babushka; they go lunch lady. Same thing.
Yeah, fair.
That's incredibly accurate.
Baba just means old lady.
Baba means grandma.
Yep, just older lady.
Baba Yaga.
That means old lady with droopy breasts.
Yes, it does. Or future ex Mrs. Hungar.
There you go.
Are you sure? Wait a minute. Never mind.
Hey, come on. I can't always be picking on Shadow. Sometimes I got to pick on
There's like some weird shit, though, going back to dating a Russian woman, right?
Yeah, but Hungar's fingers on the trigger to end the stream.
If she's actually
No, it's
Russian,
not. It's on his phone. He's playing Candy
you go
Crush.
up to pick her up
No,
for
I'm
a
looking
date,
for something to share with the class.
hold on, I'm going to share some stuff. If she is an actual Russian woman, when you show up to pick her up for a date, you never ask her what she wants or where she wants to go.
Nope.
You take her.
Well, I mean, that should be the way
what
it is
you're
everywhere.
doing.
Sorry,
Because
guys. I don't know
Russian
how that
women are
happened.
weird. As soon as they think that you're not the man, you're not the fucking man.
But that's the entirety of Eastern European behavior.
Yeah.
I dated a Romanian girl. She fucking thought the world of me until the one day I showed weakness emotionally over something, and then after that she was a fucking she-wolf, and I was a piece of shit.
Yeah, you better open the door for him.
In one fucking day, went from adoring me to absolutely because I showed emotional weakness. You know.
Yeah. Why do you think Russian men are the way they are?
Why do you think Eastern European men drink so much?
Because you can't show weakness. If you show weakness to your wife, you're
done. You're finished.
And in the Orthodox Church, it's not even a sin to smack your wife if you need to. I'm not saying beat them, but if you need to smack them upside the head every now and then, it's all right.
Yeah, Sean Connery had things to say about that.
Yeah, you know.
That's the way it is. I'm not opposed to giving them a little smack around.
I smack my woman all the time.
But you know what? When you're a multimillionaire, Sean Connery, you can probably smack your woman up and get away with it.
Well, he get to say it and then go back to his castle and die. So, he was good.
Yeah, so it's like whatever, right?
Yeah, he did not give a fuck.
It's amazing having hundreds of millions will do for you.
And to answer Bear's question, my pops is Russian, first generation in America.
Is that the same father as Hungar?
Yes.
Okay, because I know you guys have some half brothers, so I always got to ask.
Yeah, me and James are full brothers.
A lot of half siblings.
I mean, you guys are full on Hill Williams. Let's just be legit. No disrespect intended.
Our pops got mistaken as my son when I took him and my mom out for dinner one time.
Oh, I thought the best was when we went out for your birthday, and he said, "I'm so glad to be out with my son and Haas."
I was like, "You motherfucker!"
He's Haas because it was him, me, and Pops. He's like, I'm so glad to be out with my son and Haas. No, it's complicated, Iron Man. It's complicated. No. He was born and raised in up near Sutton Place, New York, very near to Jamaica, Queens. He grew up in an all-Jewish neighborhood called Jewel Street in Queens, which everyone back in the day called Jew Street. But because his father was non-Jewish, none of the other Jewish kids in the neighborhood would have anything to do with him at all. So all of his friends were Irish, and he hung out with a big Swedish guy.
Not the greatest picture,
That's
but
Hungar and his Czechoslovakian wife, who in Czechoslovakia was a ballerina.
It looks like it's a handout from a Call of Cthulhu adventure.
It could be.
She was a dime piece, though.
She was all right.
A dime piece?
She wasn't a dime, but she's all right.
What does
She
that
was
mean?
close to a dime. She was
What?
she was a
He's
hard
asking what that means. What's the slang mean?
What's a dime?
A 10.
10.
Oh,
Got it.
okay. Good.
You know, like,
That's
like
only
hanging
half a
out,
dime.
drinking some brews, banging nimes and dimes.
She
Yeah,
was a
I don't
hard.
listen
She
to
was a
rap.
hard 8 if she was anything.
A hard 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she spoke 5 different languages fluently.
Now, see, she was smart, and she was a ballerina, like professional.
And why did it end?
She liked.
So, I mean,
she
that's
liked.
also a bonus.
She was a very promiscuous young lady.
Ah, so she was Eastern European. Got it. Okay.
She was Czechoslovakian. Specifically
Moving on.
Czechoslovakian.
That's the one
What
thing
is
I
up,
gotta say.
Mr. Max?
It's one of the nice things I gotta say about Latinas is they are very Eastern European in their sexuality, but they're very Catholic in their loyalty. Like it's
Yeah, but the
creepy.
problem again with them is you can't show loyalty. Or
Oh no, they'll kill you. They'll pull
there's
like
no way.
literally when I started dating a Latina, my buddies who are like Mexican
I
were
think
like
it
in the
is
films
real
were going, you gotta lock up the knives, right?
yes.
And like, and do you have like a bug out bag ready? Because like there's gonna come a day you're gonna come home, you're not allowed to live in your house anymore. You got a friend, anytime you can show up at his house. I'm like, come on, guys, that's horse shit. First fight I had with her, I was like, oh my god, no,
Yeah, they're crazy. I dated a Latina chick, and she got mad at me. She's like, "Who the fuck is Alarm, and why does she keep on calling you at 7:30 in the morning?" I was like, "Damn, bitch."
Well, I'm
Someone
married.
texts you. Who's that? Is it a bitch? No, it's fucking work.
My second wife was Puerto Rican.
And she was a crazy bitch.
And
Hungar
she's
knows.
crazy.
Not Hungar, sorry, Shadow knows you're married to a Mexican, right? You know. What
Now,
we're
I
talking
want to
about.
bring up a topic that
But
boggles
when
my
she
mind.
was young, she was hot. But then she hit an age and blew up. And it was so bad because she had a
Hey, Mr.
transplant
Max.
on her back of a butterfly. But she gained so much weight before we split up that shit looked like a pterodactyl.
It was Mothra.
It spread out all over the place. And the last time I heard anything about her, she's in Fulton County, Atlanta, like turning tricks in the hood. So good for her.
Live your best life.
Like if you look up like the crime stuff, you could find her.
Well, I will not, but thank you for an interesting treasure hunt.
Apparently, she's got a lot of felonies now. Couldn't happen to a nicer person.
I want you to, okay, before Hungar dies, okay, I think you and James need to team up and write a Call of Cthulhu adventure set in the Appalachians and Florida. And like tap into all that weird ass shit your guys are always talking about.
Too easy.
Well, that'll
no.
seek the elder beasts fleeing, going, these people are too crazy for us.
Well, whatever the case may be, I'm just saying, like talking about like the shit you see in Florida and all that. You could do it, you two. I'm telling
What
you.
deity do you think a coven of witches in the holler would worship?
I don't know.
King in yellow, guys.
King in yellow.
Shub-Niggurath, the goat with 1,000 young.
Ooh, in the go to the forest. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. And
What the
if
hell?
you
Hey, Hungar, you look very different in that picture.
Yeah, it's a good picture of you, Hungar. Well done.
Now, tell
Nice
me
tan.
in what
Nice
universe that's the new Juliet? And what universe would this dude kill himself over her?
No, explain to me this. Tell me you know nothing about Italian culture without telling me you know nothing about Italian culture.
Juliet didn't have a mustache.
Italy is one of the most
She wasn't old
racist
enough. She was
countries
Italian,
in the
so she would have
world.
had a mustache.
I
When
mean,
she got a little
only
older
14,
because she
right?
was Italian.
Going to get one.
My buddy went to Italy.
Actually, I
and his
think that's
cousin had married a
great.
black woman, and they got to live on this beautiful apartment estate complex just on the like whatever side of the city it was on, and they're beautiful apartments. They're like amazing condominiums, like stuff we'd pay $500,000-$600,000 for here, 10 years ago. And he's like, "Wow, what is this?" He goes, "This is government housing. This is beautiful. Can anyone live here?" He says, No. I only get to live here because I'm married to a black lady. They basically in Italy will provide amazing public housing to black people because, and they're open about it, they don't want them living in their neighborhoods. So they give them really nice neighborhoods and go, "You can live here for cheap pricing. We'll subsidize it." You know what I mean? Like, that's how racist Italy is. You know what I mean? Like, they're incredibly open about it. Like, right up front. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that Saturday Night Live skit. I'm an upwardly mobile European, and you are a Turk. That was back when Norm was on and stuff, and Saturday Night Live was funny.
No, so when it didn't suck.
Yeah.
Well, anything Norm did was funny.
Oh, Norm.
Well, they fired him for going after O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. He did not let up on the Clintons. He hated the fucking Clintons.
Yeah.
He was
Apparently, the guy who wasn't from our nation. They were friends with O.J.
So Norm, what's not Norm? Lorne Michaels. If you read the whatever that book where they have all the anecdotes about from people who were guest hosts and stuff, it's like a whole book about Live from New York. I think it's called Live from New York, where it's all just anecdotes. When you are done that book, you go, Lorne Michaels is a star fucker. He just likes to know famous people and just likes to be friends with famous people, and that's his whole shtick, is that he's friends with all these famous fucking people, right? And we call that a star fucker, someone who's just like, that's all they care about is if you're famous. So yeah, but he's really good friends with the Clintons. Really good friends with the Clintons. And Norm did not let up on Hillary. He did not stop on Bill. He did not stop on. He kept that joke fresh, just like it was O.J. Hillary, O.J. Hillary, O.J. Hillary. So yeah, Lorne Michaels fucking hated him. But then he released the movie Dirty Work, and it became the #1 film in America. So they asked him to host SNL. Have you ever seen that monologue of Norm Macdonald hosting SNL after he gets fired? He's like, I got fired for apparently not being funny enough, which anywhere else would be a hell of a lawsuit, but it's a comedy show, so they kind of got me on that. But how did I go from being not funny enough to be on the show to a year later being the host of the show? Two things are possible. I got a lot funnier, or they're not as funny as they used to be. You'll see. It's like the most brutal monologue I've ever seen.
Norm was brutal.
It's amazing.
Comedian.
Canadian.
Did you ever see the?
Yeah, from Montreal or some shit.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever see the bit about Steven Seagal hosting?
No, I've never seen that bit.
It is the worst episode they ever filmed, and he was the worst host. Yeah, no, and they, like, you can see some of the sketches. You can find them on YouTube. But yeah, it's unreal. Like he wouldn't take anything that made fun of himself. Yeah. So, and he didn't want to be funny. He wanted to be serious. He wanted to have progressive ecological messaging. And
but then they did a sketch about him being an Eskimo firefighter that he later made a movie about.
Like,
that's the best part.
But yeah, he wouldn't do it.
He's from Quebec City, but he grew up in Montreal, or he spent time living in Montreal for sure. Max.
Steven Seagal is such a fucking hack. In a real martial arts tournament, I think I would love to see Steven Seagal in an MMA tournament.
Okay. No, a little inside baseball for you from the film industry. Stunt guys hated him for one simple reason. He would choreograph the fight one way, and then when the take comes, he would change up moves in the middle of the fight and hurt the stuntmen.
Yeah.
So very slowly over a period of time, the only people who would work with Steven Seagal were like sycophants who thought he was going to take them someplace, and everybody else just stopped fucking working with him.
I remember one time somebody choked Steven Seagal was like, I can get out of any movie you put me in. So somebody put him in a full Nelson sleeper hold.
Yeah.
And choked his ass out. He ended up like almost pissing himself, passed out on the floor.
Oh yeah, he was all talk. Like in the 80s, he was always slamming Van Damme and other martial artists. And
Van Damme's not a martial artist.
But he was slamming everybody. It doesn't matter, right? But and then when they would step up, say, all right, let's test this, he would of course run away. So yeah, it's just he's a character.
Van Damme won the blood sport. Don't
Kumite. He won the Kumite. How to tell someone knows nothing about fucking martial arts? They think Bloodsport's real.
Real, yeah.
Right.
They think it's based on a real story.
Yeah, well, Frank Dukes was
RPG
proven to be
Exiles.
bullshit.
He heard the story. He shit his pants when he passed out.
Yeah, Dukes was full of shit.
Yeah.
Dukes was as bad as the guy you used to see in the back of the comics and stuff. Teach you the touch of death, Dimmock, the touch of death.
Yeah, but the Bloodsport did have the dude who played Ogre from Nerds.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That
Donald
was pretty
Gibb.
cool.
Donald Gibb.
He was the American who didn't give a shit drinking beer. He was the early version of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There's a preview for a movie coming out about Bruce Lee in which he's talking shit about what a great fighter Muhammad Ali is, but how he could beat him in a fight. And a stuntman on set laughs about it, and Bruce Lee got offended. Was like,
Once upon a time,
that's One Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's a Tarantino film.
Yeah,
and the dude slams Bruce Lee up against a damn car.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt is the stuntman.
Is the stuntman? Yeah,
right. Because it's like I love it when people are like Bruce Lee's the greatest ever. It's like he weighed 110 pounds.
Bruce Lee.
If you threw him in the ring,
so here's the reality of boxer versus martial artist. Okay, boxer is taught to hit hard and take a punch. Martial artist is taught to not get hit and break your fucking limbs. If boxer gets the shot in, martial artist goes down. If martial artist avoids boxer, we're talking equal caliber guys, boxer has no fucking clue how to protect his knees. He's never been taught to protect his knees. And when a guy takes your knees out, I don't care if you're fucking...
If I can bench press you,
anyone.
You can't beat me in a fight.
If I can avoid your punch and take your fucking knee out with 5 pounds of pressure, yes, I can. I've seen it happen with my own eyes, buddy. I was a bouncer for a lot of years, man.
Coming at Claricon, James versus Bear cage match.
You and me, we'll do it, buddy. We'll do it. It'll be awesome.
If I can get my hand on my side piece before you,
that's the thing. If you can get the gun out, you win. But a lot of guys like to talk shit until the fucking chips hit the table, and I've seen the chips hit the table all weekly for about 10 years straight. Let me tell you something. Boxers are amazing if they get that shot in.
You know that dude's bowler out that one time, bro. That was hilarious.
Yeah. I hit him so hard.
Dude in the jaw and knocked his bowler out.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, if you put an equal level, equal skill martial artist against an equal skill boxer, if the boxer doesn't get the hit in, he's fucked in that fight.
What happens when you
can't disagree with that. The MMA proves that.
Yeah.
You throw a boxer in with some shoot fight or something, as soon as it goes to the ground, it's
exactly. And Bruce Lee was renowned for doing one thing, using what worked in a moment. That was the principle of Jeet Kune Do. I don't think he was the end-all be-all of martial arts.
Dominated UCF for like 10 years.
The Gracies ruined MMA, man. The Gracies took it from being interesting to how fast can I get a lock on you.
I got a question. Who really wants to see, besides me, who really wants to see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul's head off?
Oh,
he's not going to, but yeah, I want to see it too. But this is such a fucking staged event.
Because I was watching a video.
I'm still waiting for Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. What happened with that?
So what was that, James?
I was watching a video of Tyson training.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. This guy, I mean, I would be afraid.
Do you think the Paul boys don't have some sort of deal in place to protect
There's got to be.
There has to be.
But what's funny is Tyson's like 50 years old.
Yeah, he's Tyson.
You see him working the bag and shit, and you're like, oh my God, this guy's still alive.
Tyson. The guy's a genetic freak. You
Probably
know?
The best. I mean, you know, people can argue about Marciano. I love Ali like everyone does, but I don't know. I think if they put Ali in his prime versus Tyson in his prime, I think Tyson killed him.
Yes.
And probably Marciano.
So was it Joe Louis? Was it Joe Louis who had the 12-inch punch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was so good at delivering a punch in 12 inches, he could deliver full power, and no one else could do that at the time. I'm not sure there's a lot of guys. I think Tyson can, and that's about it. But being able to move your fist 12 inches and deliver your full power is a hell of a thing. There is a fucking moment where he was a guest referee in the 1950s, I think it was, at a wrestling thing with Gorgeous George. And Gorgeous George refused to behave and was doing the wrestling thing and being the villain. And Lewis just had enough and went and knocked him out cold. Like just fucking end of match. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
A lot of people got that on-off button.
Yeah, in a real fight, Mike Tyson would kill. that kid.
In their prime, Tyson would destroy Ali because Ali's rope-a-dope thing, he couldn't be able to take in hits from Tyson like that. He'd be breaking bones.
Well, here's the guy who beat.
There was people out there that was delivering that kind of damage that quick.
No
Who
way.
was the guy who beat Ali really bad?
You go for a Joe Louis now.
Who was the guy who? Who's the guy who beat Ali really bad? And like took the belt from Ali in his last fight. Because Mike Tyson ended up fighting him.
Are you talking about
Frazier?
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but Mike Tyson ended up beating him, fighting him.
Holyfield, yeah.
Tyson fought Holyfield, and when Tyson went to fight Holyfield,
his ear off.
Ali's like getting back for me. And Tyson knocked him.
Holyfield, was it Holyfield? Tyson bit the tip of his ear off.
Joe Louis. It was Joe Louis.
I don't know who it was.
When Tyson fought Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali's like getting back for me.
Tyson didn't fight Joe Louis.
It was
that would be a bad fight.
That would be like me going down to the nursing home and slapping around some World War II vets.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be like a 20-year-old Tyson beating up like a 65-year-old.
65-year-old. Just, oh God, my hip.
Just like, make sure you find one hooked up to some fluid in a chair.
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes okay.
Beat Ali. So Ali told Tyson to get him back for him, and Mike Tyson like knocked his ass out hard. Went
well, the thing with Tyson is he was able to deliver explosive power inside and close.
Yes, that's the Joe Louis thing.
On you, and he would do these. I mean, it looked like his hand would barely move and knock somebody's slap out. He was known for that freaking right uppercut. If he could get you against a rope, boom, you're going, man.
So now take Ali. Ali's famous fighting technique was to rope-a-dope, right? Let you blow yourself up, and then he could take you out. Can you imagine him cinched up like that, and fucking Tyson just wailing on him? Yeah. Jesus Christ, son.
Well, he rope-a-doped Foreman, and he paid for it. The Rumble in the Jungle. I mean, Muhammad Ali won, but he paid for it. That was one he walked away hurt. Because Foreman was breaking ribs and shit.
Some say that's
look at him now. The guy took so many hits to the head that he's like, I mean, his brain is scrambled, man.
Foreman,
Ali,
no, Ali after the Rumble in the Jungle,
it was the Rumble in the Jungle,
scrambled.
Jet Li would destroy Bruce Lee
in a week.
So here's the thing you got to remember: Jet Li, Jackie Chan. Who else? Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Sonny.
Some fat.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys are not fighters.
Jet Li is.
There's Jet Li. What became a fighter, but he's not a real fighter. He's not like a guy who fought all the time.
Dude,
Bruce Lee was a fighter, man. Even Jackie Chan says he couldn't fucking beat Bruce Lee in his prime, and Jackie Chan openly admits it.
He's not a fighter. Jackie Chan's a dancer, and he's admitted. Now, Chuck Norris beat Bruce Lee
in a movie.
In real life.
No, I don't think.
I want to see the footage of the real life beating.
Bruce Lee.
Who's in the grave and who's alive?
You remember that?
Who's in the grave and who's alive?
His chest hair out.
I don't think that's what they meant, but okay.
But anyway,
Bruce Lee used to have to fight every day on set.
Jet Li's history. Look up Jet Li's history.
I'll look up Jet Li's history. He's a kickboxer. I know he does kickboxing. I know he's a big kickboxing guy. I know.
I mean, he was a world champion full contact fighter.
All right.
His whole life.
Without going too deep into the reasons, I took a full fucking hammer fist to the eye from the European kickboxing champion and kept going. Okay? So, what I mean? Like, kickboxing is kickboxing.
What's his name? Jean St. Clair or whatever his name?
No, his name was Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, Dolph.
Dolph was a hell of a fighter. Don't dismiss Dolph because of his acting.
I'm not dismissing.
Dolph is a fucking genius.
And he's big. And he is heavy. And he fucking, I gave him the ribs and he gave me the right to the fucking eye socket as hard as he could. And we kept going. It was brilliant.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren is a genius.
He is a very smart man. Very
has actually got a degree in microbiology or something.
No, he has
super awkward human being, by the way. He's super awkward and has weird social anxiety stuff where he's not.
Yeah, Bruce Lee
very
being
difficult.
dead is a serious disadvantage to him fighting other people.
Yeah, that's true. But Bruce used to have to fight between takes, man, when they were shooting in Hong Kong. because they were constantly, the Triad and all these guys were constantly sending guys to take him out. So he'd literally stop takes, have a fucking fight with the guy, beat the guy's ass, and then stand him up, dust him off, and go, "You ready to work now?" Like, he'd never fire these guys afterwards. He'd keep them around, which is why these guys liked him, is because he would prove himself and then keep going.
I'm not saying he sucks.
Dolph Lundgren.
Never heard me say the dude sucks.
Okay.
Dolph Lundgren
Or isn't even one of the greatest of all time. You didn't hear me say that either.
No.
Like you heard me say is, look at Jet Li. He would probably whip it.
In their prime, I don't think so.
That's
don't
what
think
Jackie
so.
Chan said too.
I
When
don't
they asked
think so.
Jackie Chan if anybody could beat Jet Li, Jackie Chan said no. Jet Li is a real fighter.
Okay, Dolph
There's
Lundgren
actors, and then there's Jet Li.
Dolph Lundgren has an IQ of 160.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You ever seen the IQ of James Woods?
About a quarter of that, I think.
James
That's
Woods,
about twice that.
James
180.
Woods?
James Woods
has an
went to
IQ of
MIT
180.
quit because it was boring and decided to become an actor.
James Woods still has my favorite quote ever. When someone asked him about acting school, he said, "Why would I pay a failed actor to teach me his mistakes?" And I
James
thought that was
Woods-
summed
James
up theater
Woods-
school in one fucking line.
James Woods has an IQ of 180.
180, yeah.
Tarantino has an IQ of 160.
Yeah, James Woods is one of the smartest human beings that has ever been in Hollywood. And he's pretty good in that movie Vampire.
Another national treasure, if you ask me.
Oh, and he rips people a new ass on Twitter, boy.
Jet Li's a wushu guy.
Steve Martin has an IQ of 142.
There's like 5 different conversations going on now.
Sorry, no, I'm just looking up Jet Li's history. He's a fucking wushu guy, man.
I don't know what that even means, Bear. I'll be honest.
Kung fu,
Kung
wushu,
fu,
kung
yeah.
fu, kung
Oh,
fu.
he's a kung fu guy.
Yeah, he's just multiple styles. He was a part of the Chinese national team, and then he became an actor. Like,
Yeah, I know he visited one of the Nixon when he's 6 and put on a competition or something
Yeah.
for him.
yeah. So he's just the mainland version of the Chinese opera that Jackie Chan came up out of.
Yeah, maybe.
Telling you, man, look, I agree with you. People mysticize Bruce Lee too much. They do. They think he's like fucking Muhammad Izod come down from a cloud to kick everybody's ass. I get that. But when it comes down to realism, the guy is in the top 10 of the modern age.
He's pretty
You know what I
badass. But I mean, let me ask you a question with
Sure.
all due respect, my good man.
mean? Okay, my good friend.
Bruce Lee in his prime versus Fyodor Emelianenko in his prime.
I don't know enough about Theodore Emelianenko.
In the ring, anything goes. You know, they called him the last czar, the last emperor.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
Anything
but he
goes.
was a beast.
Yeah, see, there's the problem. We get into that weird world where what's Lee going to do in an anything goes brawl, right? What weird Hong Kong street survival shit is he going to pull
The
out the
RPG
ass?
says Fedor just hands down.
Yeah,
Plus,
well,
Fedor was
RPG,
big as
you know,
shit.
I don't know.
He was a
These
heavy
these conversations get to a point where they're very much like, who would win, Captain America or Batman? You know? It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
exactly that way. What are you talking about?
Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Hungar or Conan? You know.
We're talking about two guys that no longer fight anymore ever, and one is dead. And the
Yeah.
other one spends all of his time at either the gym or the church.
I think one of the problems with the MMA guys
So,
is
you
that
know what I
they're
mean?
absolute badasses until someone takes a, like I've said before, a fucking bite out of their quadricep, and then they don't know how to fucking handle it after that because they're never trained for that dirty shit. Now he's a dirty fuck, and he might be rough enough to take it, but I think he suffers from what Butterbean suffers from, which is he's a badass against the guys he's up against.
That one Russian guy who totally beat down Conor McGregor.
He
That
looked very
was
pretty.
rough.
Conor McGregor's not as he'd kick my ass, but like when it comes to being a pro
I don't
fighter,
know if he could. I mean, he's a good fighter, but again, he's 100-something pounds.
Yeah, that big Russian
No,
dude.
I've been in
That
enough
big
fights to know
Russian
weight
dude-
has nothing to do with whether they're
That's
going to
the
kick my
That's
thing.
ass.
something to do with it. That's why they have weight classes.
Yeah,
in
because in a
professional
game in that world, it's a different type of fighting, James. Jesus Christ, I cannot get this over people's heads enough. What you see in a ring versus what you see in a fucking alleyway are night and day, and ne'er the twain shall meet. They're two different styles of fighting.
The Russian dude's name is Numa Gurgadov or whatever.
You're talking about. He's actually from like.
You may need to check the nicotine levels on your vape. Just
He's
saying.
actually from like.
Make sure there's
Pakistan
oxygen
or
getting in
something
there in the
like
mix.
that.
Yeah, he's from one of the. He's from Russia, but he's from Muslim. And when he beat McGregor,
it's part of the Federation, but he's a Muslim.
Yeah, when he beat McGregor, Putin gave his family like $6 million worth of land. And then he went over to the Arab countries and they just showered him with anything that he wanted because he won the MMA championship.
But for some reason, Russians in MMA do good. Eastern Europeans getting in. I saw the one guy, he was a Sambo fighter, I think, and he got punched in the face and didn't blink. And I was like, holy shit.
But have you seen Sambo training? How they train them? They train them to get their ass beat.
Yep. And
like,
he was a ground guy
training.
Too. That was back when Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was dominating. This guy came in with Sambo. And then remember, what's his name? Severin? That big
Severin?
From Michigan State that was like super Greco-Roman wrestler.
Who would wipe his armpits and then wipe his face from Coldwater, Michigan?
Oh, that guy was a monster, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Bear. You could be 100% right, but if I walk down the dark alley and there's a 100-pound dude in there versus a 300-pound dude all muscled up, I'm going to have opinions.
So I've gotten my ass kicked in one bar fight, and I mean kicked. I lost teeth, and I thought for sure I was dead.
Damn.
The guy was about $160. But he was a fucking Wolverine. Like the guy was a fucking Wolverine. Like he could fight like a maniac.
Yeah, 160 is a good weight.
But I was 270 at the time. I'm just saying, and I had 5 inches on him, easy.
Well, you know,
those little guys you got to watch out.
I'm telling you, it's speed and ferocity. The big guys, if we can get the hit in, we're doing a shit ton of damage. But it's landing that fucking blow. That's the hard part. I agree
with you. My pops always said that the one guy you didn't mess with in the bar in Saigon was those rock guys.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Republic of Korea. He said, yeah, they're little Asian dudes. And every now and then a Marine or something will want to harass him and get his ass ripped in half.
Oh, yeah.
You don't fuck with the old Chinese dude with the really long mustaches either.
Well, it's like the South Korean Tiger Commandos, right? Those guys are fucking 5'4", 5'6". You know what I mean? They'll destroy you.
Look at the dude on Forged in Fire, the little Filipino guy, the knife fighting expert.
Oh, Arnis guys?
He's like 5'3".
Those Eskrima guys with the freaking sticks and shit.
Yeah, no, the knife fighting is Arnis. They do the fighting where they
he uses those weird tiger claw knives with the hole in them.
Yeah.
He was like Special Forces, Air Force, and shit like that. Little Filipino guy.
Yeah, he was one of the recovery guys. Like when a pilot goes down, they send the helicopter in to get him.
Yeah, pararescue.
Those guys are tough. That's basically the badasses of the Air Force.
Yeah, a buddy of mine from Comcast, he joined the Air Force.
Steer training and airborne training, all the training. They get all the training.
Yeah, he was pararescue.
But let's go behind enemy lines to try
to answer your question, Michael Stronghold. It's an on-the-job training. Sorry, it's the reality.
Being a bouncer?
Fighting. No, where do you practice biting people? It's on-the-job training.
Yeah, you do that whenever
you do that when you're in the fucking situation and your self-preservation instincts kick in. Trust me, like you'll be surprised what some people will do when they are threatened to the point where they think they have to protect them.
Hungar's thumb off once when we were like 16.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was trying to jam it in my eye though.
See, I've seen that. I've seen someone do the thumb in the eye, but like keep going to the point where that guy now has an eye patch and a glass eye for the rest of his days. You know what I mean? Like I've seen that.
Poking an eye out, and he was doing his damn level best. So I managed to get a hold of him.
Hunger, are you one of those guys who goes crazy when he fights?
Yeah,
of course he is.
My favorite kind of person to fight.
I mean, he didn't get the title Starvarian for being, actually hungry.
Oh no, it's because he ate his opponents. Right, my apologies.
I don't go crazy. I keep my mind, but I quit giving a shit about.
That's different. That's not. I'm talking about the guys who are like they go blackout rage crazy.
I black out.
And they think they're the best fighters in the world, and they're like the easiest fuckers to defeat because their rage will not overcompensate for a dislocated knee. You know what I mean?
I black out, and I've never lost a fight.
Yeah, but you're fighting probably.
Okay, I was talking about Doug
McCarter. James, I'm fucking with you, James. I'm fucking with you. Relax.
Cage match. Cage match. ClariCon 2024.
No, I'm old now, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I'm old too, man. I can't fucking fight for shit anymore.
I've got so much metal in my neck.
You know, okay, you know how I fight now? This is how I fight now. Let me show you how I fight now. Listen, what's it going to cost for you to go the fuck away right now? How much do I have to give you for this just to stop being an issue?
That'll just make it even funnier. We'll roll the two of you in on wheelchairs, and then you'll flail at each other, and then finally Brett will pull out the credit card. And
now, but now I've got a neck full of fucking titanium. You know, tore rotator cuffs and shit like that.
Yeah, my knees sound like a fucking bowl of Rice Krispies when you pour the milk in.
This is how I fight now.
Right. But back in the day, and Hungar can attest this, from about 14 to 30, I was literally just a fucking terrorist.
I believe it.
Like, anybody said anything, like, I told you a story. I was just standing in Circle K, and a guy was looking at me. I was like, where are you looking at? And he said, he's like, fuck you or something. And boom, he's done right there. And the guy behind the counter was like, I'm calling the cops. But it's too late.
What's up, John?
Like, I'd already knocked the dude out and stomped on his head a bunch. And his girlfriend was just standing there screaming, you animal, you animal.
Yeah.
And then I just went out and got in the car and drove home.
Listen, when I was
or when me and Ross got trespassed from a whole block for beating that family up. And it was all of them. Mom, dad, brothers, sisters, a friend that was over just happened to be there.
Fucking
yeah. And I football kicked that dude in the head so hard blood came out of his ears. The cops were like, yeah, somebody's going to jail for that one.
Michael, the reason why, not sure why someone who trains can't figure out to do that is because BJJ guys get taught that they are the greatest martial artists in the world and they can beat anyone. They have a little bit, I've known too many of them. They have a little block in their head that they think BJJ is the greatest thing ever. And they don't understand that street fighting is not wrestling in a fucking place. And they find out the hard way it is when they get into fights with the wrong fucking guy. They can beat 70-80% of the dumbasses walking around the street picking shit. Absolutely. When they run into that one fucking guy, that guy who spends a lot of time in prison, you know what I mean? That guy, they find out the hard way. BJJ isn't all that in a bag of chips. It's just yet another fighting stick.
He said in an interview when they asked him, what would you do if two guys were going to jump you? He said, I'd run.
Yeah.
Because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is great for a one-on-one in a match.
Yeah.
But if that second guy's stomping in your skull while you're trying to lock up the first guy, you're in trouble.
That's why
the guy I'm talking about, that Hungar, was going to
I've been trying to say something for 10 minutes. Let me just say it.
Say it.
When I was active in that world, which I am not anymore, I would not fucking fight anyone unless I was protecting someone that needed to be protected in that moment in time. Otherwise, I'm not having a fight. I learned the hard way young, grappling over striking. And I learned it the hard way with an injury I still carry to this day. But it taught me the lesson. And when I switched to grappling, it was a much better world.
See, I learned ground and pound.
Well, that's the thing. You get them down, but I wasn't allowed to pound them because there were laws involved in most of the jobs I was dealing in. Where if I started pounding someone, I was going to wind up in court. So it was ground.
Isn't that way in Florida?
It was ground and just wait.
If you can like knock a dude out, you can be okay. But as soon as you kick him, your ass is going to jail.
Well, for us, it was lock him up and then wear him out. Just let him fucking struggle.
Florida has the law where you can fight, but as soon as the person hits the ground,
as soon as one guy is,
you're done.
You're done. If you continue on now you're going, and we're not talking jail.
Plus, where I was working, the law of the land was I had to be reactive and defensive.
Well, you were a bouncer.
I did standing grappling as well. I did standing grappling. There's a way you can tie a guy up, bend him over, and then just step on the back of his knee and hold.
I was a grappler.
There is, and I don't think I could ever be a bouncer.
It's a different role.
Throwing people around and shit, body slamming people on hard concrete.
I would probably stand there and let people get away with shit until I got fired. Because, at one point when I got out of the Army, the sheriff's department was trying to recruit me. And I thought about it, and I was like, I can't be a sheriff because there is no way I'm pulling someone over. Because I don't want to go up and mess with them. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not that guy. I don't want to interact unless I have to. So anytime I tell you any crazy stories, bear in mind I was the guy. That was not.
No, you were the guy. You were the type of guy that I was used to have to
leaving
deal with.
here.
I was getting paid to deal with was guys like you, and that was the shitty part of my job.
Oh, you wouldn't have had to deal with me. I like the only bar fight I've ever been in is when that dude grabbed my wife's ass and my sister punched him. And he had a bunch of friends, and then that turned into a thing. And then I had to go down to freaking the jail in Orlando, and that sucked balls because that shit was real deal. That wasn't like a little county jail place. That was like
people sharpening their toothbrushes,
people sharpening their shanks up and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're sharing a cell with two guys in brown jumpsuits because they're waiting for beds at federal penitentiaries.
I used to work with this bouncer in Vancouver. His name was Sugar. It was a 50-something-year-old black guy. Used to be a fucking pimp. Actually, still was, but we won't get into that. And he was a boxer. And his entire attitude, and he sounded like a cartoon. He went, Sugar talk to you, Sugar talk like this. Now Sugar talk when you talk. And if you were having a bad night, Sugar would walk up to you, go, "What's wrong, homie?" He'd be like, "Oh, this motherfucker's pissed me off." "Well, I guess we're going to have to knock him the fuck out." And he would just walk up to the guy, tap him on the shoulder, and drop him like a fucking sack of shit. And we'd be like, "Sugar, what the fuck?" "I fuck with my boys." You know, like that's how Sugar was, man. He was just all about the team.
The time we fought the family, I wasn't even involved. They were messing with some friends of mine, and I got called in.
But that's the nice part about being a bouncer is you're working with a team of guys who have your back and hopefully are as sober as you are that night.
My
right?
troops.
So you can actually take them to the ground because you know someone's there to protect your back and keep that other asshole from stomping on your head.
And that's what makes Hungar my favorite brother too.
Was he in? He's a
guy
rider guy.
Ran up at me, and when he got close, he threw his hands open like this and said, "What are you going to do?" And I come in with a right. He hit his knees, and when he hit his knees, I stepped back and kicked him as hard as I could with my steel-toe boots, right in the side of the head. Just boom. He was done. But when the cops finally showed up, he had blood coming out of his ears, probably some cerebral spinal fluid too. So the cops are like, "Look, somebody's going to jail over this shit." And Hungar said it was me.
Of course.
I had kids at the house.
Yeah,
you had the wife and kids at home. I only had like 2 girlfriends at the time.
I agree with you on that one, Michael Stronghold. Absolutely, grappling technique is brilliant, but you got to add something in, otherwise you just wind up looking real gay.
Well, those really successful MMA fighters, they study like 3-4 things.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
They got some boxing, they got some jiu-jitsu or judo or something. I mean, Emelianenko, he did some boxing, but he had jiu-jitsu or judo or some kind of, break somebody's shoulder shit.
Yeah, you gotta have a good base with like 3 or 4 things.
The commentators would always laugh because he'd get in and he always looked like flabby. And they'd be like, "Look at this guy. What did he eat? Like a box of donuts on his way to the ring?" And then he'd just kill people. Just freaking.
Butterbean was like that too.
Yeah, Butterbean.
Joe Rogan.
Get in the ring and just knock people out.
Everybody thinks that Joe Rogan is a freaking joke, and he has the hardest kick
at one time.
In MMA, he has the hardest kick.
Yeah, his back kicks were pretty bad.
Yeah,
his sidekicks are the hardest there is in MMA.
Yeah, Joe Rogan could literally break your rib cage.
Yeah.
Nothing is better than BJJ. I don't think. It's good if, like I said, Michael, you're going to get jumped by one guy.
Well,
if
our uncle was
jump you are hosed.
Our uncle was the national and international Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion for a while. He's got his own studio, teaches people and shit.
Yeah, he's older now, so now he teaches it.
But... Yeah, my only issue with BJJ is I don't deny that it's an effective art. It's just that the practitioners of it think it's the ultimate fucking art. And it's like, well, once upon a time, Kung Fu thought they were the ultimate art, and Karate thought they were the ultimate art, and Taekwondo thought they were the ultimate art. And Aikido was the ultimate art. Sorry, what? Taekwondo?
It's never been the ultimate art.
Yeah, when you start putting the Ryukyu Kempo back in, it turns into a vicious fucking brutal form of murder.
It
Trust
depends.
me.
Me and James studied Kempo.
Yeah, but there's difference between Kaja Kempo and Ryukyu Kempo. They're two different things.
Yeah, we studied Kempo, and at the studio
American
that we
Kempo.
taught Kempo, there was they taught Taekwondo to the young kids.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to fight them.
We weren't allowed to spar with those guys.
Why not? You could kick their asses.
Yeah, seriously. Those
Every
fucking kids
move
never
in
see it
Kempo
coming.
is about seriously and permanently injuring somebody.
Yeah. Well, what's your point?
Like, there's no high kicks in Kempo.
No,
Every
and
kick
there's
is
no high kicks in Ryukyu Kempo. It's the same way.
And also in Kempo, it's a lot of elbow action.
Mm-hmm.
And, physics, when you take a big circle and make it a little circle, it multiplies the force, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you run up on somebody and grab by the head and do a trapped elbow, you could kill them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially
I've got my silver medal in Kempo competition.
Right? I mean, the problem with competing as an American Kempo karate guy was you literally could only use about 1/4 of what you were ever taught. Because if you actually gouged someone's eyes out in the middle of a fight or grabbed them by the testicles and twisted them, that would be the end of you in that tournament.
I had a
that
Sifu
was
who
shit
explained.
you literally learned.
I had a Sifu explain to me the simplest rule of fighting, which he says, "Show a man his eye, he doesn't want to fight anymore."
Kempo
Couldn't
is
do that
all
in a
about
bar
dirty
fight.
fighting, and I'm all about dirty fighting.
And Kempo is all about fighting more than one guy at the same time.
But guys, we've been going for like over 2 hours.
Yeah, we have.
It's a record.
So
It's a marathon for
I'm gonna
Hungar.
end it because I want to get something.
Discussing.
And I can't think of another art that gives you the option to not hurt someone. Well, I mean, judo, right?
Yeah, judo, jujitsu itself, the actual jujitsu. Certainly not hapkido. Hapkido is all about breaking fucking everything you can on a person. So,
Yeah, hapkido is rough.
oh yeah,
Kung Fu can get
And-
rough, and it's pretty too.
depends which
Like-
style.
Like Kempo, one of the moves is to open palm somebody in the nose and walk away from them. As a matter of fact, in Kempo, they teach you a lot of times to hit people with your palm so that if observers see it, they think that you're not fighting. So, like, if somebody attacks you, the standard stance for Kempo is just however you normally stand. There's no stand.
Well, all I'm going to say is this: at my age, I can handle myself in a fight for about 15 seconds, and then if it's not over, I'm
Ass
fucked.
out. Time to get
If it's not over in 15 seconds, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
At
and
my
the
age,
stuff
with
I'm
my
telling
health
you, I'm
now-
not saying I can do. I'm saying that 30 years ago I was trained to do.
Oh,
You
yeah,
start
yeah,
out
big
in a
difference.
neutral stance. Somebody is the aggressor. You say, "Leave me alone. Stop. I don't want to fight." As you're trying to bust their nose with your palm,
Yeah.
or punch them in the throat, right? And as soon as they don't look like they can fight anymore, you turn and walk away. And then that way, if the cops show up, you're like, "Look, man, I wasn't," And if there's any witnesses, they can be like, "Nah, that dude just pushed him and was like, leave me alone." So yeah, Kempo was all about dirty fighting.
And at my age, with my health level, I stay out of all confrontations.
Yeah, but Hungar, if you could figure out a way to squirt some internal fluids on them, you'd be able to blind them, and then you could fuck with them, right?
And if somebody wants to keep it up, I just shoot them.
Yeah,
I tried to
I
hug
think
this
I'll
old
take
man,
off
and then he
my-
squeezed kidneys into me, and then he
My
shot me.
greatest defense is I take off my ostomy bag and I swing it over my head like
Yeah,
this.
that'll get people running away. Yeah, exactly.
And they just leave me alone. And when I
and they
go
will
to a
never
public
speak of it
bathroom,
again.
when I go to a public bathroom, I do that anyway just to mark my territory. It's like, this is my bathroom.
They call him Hepatitis A Man.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on the show today. It was a lot of fun. The time flew. It was great.
It was.
Had some great people on the show. Some great people in the chat, which always makes my day go a lot better.
Well, poor Sean barely got to speak.
Sean's
I'm a
Good game
listener.
This weekend, I ain't got shit going on this weekend except for the game on Sunday. But you never know when I might, do a live stream or something or hop on.
You never know when I'll do an 8-hour live stream.
You never know, Janice. He does 5-hour stream, take a day off. 22-hour stream, take a day off.
I should do another one of my marathon streams. I haven't done one of those since like New Year's. I should
And
do
the
another
OG,
one.
Wait. Either do it tonight or wait till after Saturday. I got a good show coming up.
Well, what's
Tom
your good show coming
Aspinall,
up?
I know exactly what you're talking about. He's a pasty freaking Brit, and he gets in the ring and talks a bunch of shit. Like what do they call him in Britain? The guys that always wear the Burberry. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the guys from The Gentleman.
Clearly, he doesn't.
They're like freaking the British version of a Gopnik.
I see you speaking, and I'm not understanding the words coming out of your mouth.
A Gopnik is like a low class Russian guy that hangs out all day squatting on a corner.
Chavs. You're talking about Chavs.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy has very strong chav energy, but he wrecks people. He is just quick.
I go get my new glasses tomorrow.
It's nice.
Hungar, thank you for having us on, sir.
It's nice that floating island of trash off the continent has finally produced something worthwhile in the last.
And with that, I'm gonna go back to my day job. Y'all take care now.
I joke, I kid.
I'm gonna get my new glasses tomorrow so I can actually see all you fuckers.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a trap.
Yeah, is it really going to be worth it? I'm just saying.
All right.
Bye,
everyone.
It was great.
You say, hey, did you hear about
folks?
that
Have a great
island?
weekend, everybody.
Oh, sorry, Chuck. But you say, hey, did you hear about that giant island of trash that's floating in the Atlantic? And when they're like, no, you say, yeah, it's called Britain.
And out.